Yes, everybody. Sorry, like disconnecting there. Welcome back to the Irish Hotspur here, everybody. Good to have you back with us. Hopefully everything's okay. Just reconnecting everything here. Everything went crashing as I came in there. But we are traveling to Old Trafford, away from home, of course. It is going to be a massive game. After picking up a magical point against the other Manchester team, it is a town, it is a city that we tend to own, Manchester, you could say. We found a way to pick up so many wins against this Manchester United team last season. I think even the first time we played them this season, I thought we were probably unlucky not to pick up a win. We weren't
Mm.
that great in the first half, but I remember the second half, we were the better team. And if it wasn't for Charleston taking his shirt off and us sort of kind of losing concentration on a corner towards the end of the game, I think we could have picked up a win there. Let's see
Mhm.
if Spurs can pull it off again. Yet again, another Manchester win. Looking forward to this one, see what Spurs are all about, because this is arguably the toughest fixture period that we will ever have this season. We're able to pick up a point. Let's see if we can pick up some more away from home against Manchester United. In terms of the lineup, hard to say whether it's going to be back three, back five again. He has started to lean on that back five.
Right.
We know there are only so many players available, anyways. We have Vicario in goals, Paulinho, Romero, Van de Ven. If it were back five, you would assume would be the center backs in this one. And then we have Archie Gray and Udogi at wing backs. And then if you go into the front line, it's going to be Odebear, Solanke, and then Xavi Simons with Gallagher and Sarr in midfield.
Mhm.
First time in a long time, Dave and I, when we did the predicted lineup, I think we got it absolutely spot on.
You got it
If,
pretty much. Yeah, you
if
got
in
it dead
case,
on, right? Yeah.
broken clock's right twice a day, Nick. In
Yeah,
terms
yeah,
of
yeah. Even a blind dog will find a nut. I don't know whether that it bodes well or not for how this match is going to turn out, but you definitely hit it spot on, man. And the question is that any way you slice it, Xavi Simmons has got to be off the left, huh?
yeah, usually. And what have you made of his switch to the back five, Thomas Frank? Do you think that's worked out for him? Have you seen any green shoots from it? Is it hard to tell?
It's hard to tell because particularly when we're only playing 45 minutes of decent football in a match, it's hard to tell what system is actually working well at the time. And even if it's a back three, back five, however, I definitely see Paulinho creeping up to the midfield and doing his snuffing out fires routine like he's playing in a midfield three all the time. So I don't know if it's a fluid back three, whatever though, at least for the last couple of games it seems to be working when the players have bought into the system. Yeah, it's a little bit of a better brand of football.
It's funny that you say that we tend to only show up in the first 45 minutes, because I think Dave and I have probably been complaining about that a lot, but I'm not sure if we've actually put it in those words that
Well,
we have
for
a 45
45
minute
minutes, I
FC.
don't know whether it's the first 45 or the last
Right.
45. It's we pick and choose. That's a problem that City had last time. They forgot that there was another 45 minutes of football to play, and I could see that happening because we do it all the time.
You're like, hey, let me teach you a lesson on that one. And also with 2-0 being, most dangerous lead in football. But it's funny because you're right about that. We just had played so terribly in that first half against Man City. I had completely forgot that classic cliche that the 2-0 lead is the most dangerous one in football. And we absolutely showed it. If anything, you could make the case we could have gone on and won that game against Man City if we just
Yeah.
maybe were a little bit more clinical with some of the chances that we have. I actually felt like Xavi Simons had a great game, but I kind of wish he came out with a goal. I thought he had a few opportunities to score in that one. But yeah, I mean, that's funny that you say that Spurs, because we get to hear different people now that we have you back, the super sub. But yeah, it's funny that we get to hear you say something like that, because that's something that maybe hasn't crossed my mind, that a lot of wins or losses under Thomas Frank, most of the time, we're not terrible for 90 minutes. We actually pick one half to be good in. And
Mm.
let's hope, maybe, what would you prefer this time? First half or second half, if you had to choose?
If I listen, you got to choose the knife or the gun. Probably the second half, frankly. If we can keep it
Just
a
hold on. Yeah.
yeah, and not an embarrassing scoreline going into halftime. But it's what I want to see is 90 minutes of complete football.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like we get that so rarely over the last few years. In general, it doesn't matter who the manager is. It's one half Tottenham all the way.
And what have you made of Thomas Frank, maybe in recent games? Of course, he's had a pretty let's be honest, not so great of a season. But do you think things are on the up with him, or is it kind of hard to tell? And it's probably games like this that we'll find out.
I think it's touch and go, and it is such a mess behind the scenes everywhere. Nobody knows what to do next, what's going to happen. It's just wait. I think this whole season is a wash. Frankly, everybody knows it. Everybody's just waiting to get to next season. That
Right.
and Thomas Frank has no idea whether he's going to be in the job, but by all accounts now, it's looking like Pochettino's ready to eat his lunch as soon as he's available. So I don't know where that leaves a manager, knowing that overwhelmingly that's what the talk is around the town.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I still would hope that he's professional enough to try to stay focused and try to salvage something from this season.
It's impressive that he's done his very best to try to imitate and replicate the exact season that Postecoglou's had in terms of only clinging on to Europe, but then
Uh,
also, like you say, they're kind of his future being very much up in the air for the following season, and it pretty much looking like he won't be in a job. But yeah, that's actually a fair point. It's just good to catch up with you at least on Spurs, and see where you're kind of at, because normally it's just me and Dave driving each other crazy and always having to to hear each other. And it's nice to hear a different voice and different opinions. Let's get to some of the people in the house. If you guys can for us, please do smash the like button to help send this more out to more and more people. And leave us your comments with your thoughts ahead of the game. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that Thomas Frank, to be honest, everybody hasn't, gone with some sort of wild card in the lineup, because every time that
mm,
we do these predicted lineups, we're like, well, surely he has to pick this player because he's been playing well or something like that. And then he usually leaves us a surprise before these games. And he's gone with, I think, the lineup that should be, hopefully, the best lineup to possibly get a result here against Manchester United. Brett Loft saying, "Hey guys, so looking forward to watching that Dwight Oliver ruin another game of football." Yeah, it's Michael Oliver, and then it's another one that we're not very lucky with. I think in the VAR room, I'm trying to remember
mhm.
his name, but he's one of the other small bald brigades of referees that is in the UK. Fantasy McShane saying, "Afternoon, all come on, you Spurs." Logan THFC with the super sticker of a diamond, and also saying, "Afternoon, fellows, big up. We need this win more than United today. And I really hope we can go out there and give it all they've got. Come on, you Spurs." What have you made of Michael Carrick and his interim job so far? I mean, he's been thrown into a dumpster fire, and yet seems to be doing pretty well.
I mean, clearly he's got a really good head on his shoulders, and his experience in big teams and in teams that are in flux is clearly showing through. Um, it's tough. I right now, it's only a handful of games so far, but he's really got them purring in a way that I haven't seen the last two managers at Manchester United be able to do. I'm sorry, I got to start referring to it as Little Tottenham, not
Seriously.
Manchester.
Yeah.
Uh,
We own
uh,
that place.
yeah, yeah. It looks like he's getting something out of this particular crop that the last two guys could not do. So I'm a little worried about that. And I'm very impressed right now. The problem is it really is it an extended new manager bounce?
Yeah.
And are the cracks going to start to show like they have with everyone else? I'm not so sure. He may have come in at the right time where he can see this out for the rest of the season and then try to rebuild something for
Yeah.
himself. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now.
I think you're spot on. I think it could just be a manager bounce, but he's also, I think, played his cards right, where he's brought players back into the team like Kobe Mainu, who wanted to play but just weren't being favored by Ruben Amorim. He's switched
Hmm.
up the formation back from a back three to a back four, which is what a lot of people were wanting as well. I think he's just done the right twists and done the right sort of kind of tweaks here and there, and then has also kind of reinvigorated the team, like you said, by just being a guy that has played for the club, has played for big teams, and then just has some experience as a manager, of course, in the past. So I think it just shows that an interim manager isn't always the worst idea in the world. I think we're
Yeah.
well past that stage, to be honest, with Spurs. I'm kind of with you. I think we probably do just have to stick with Frank for the rest of the season. But I have been fascinated by how well it's gone um, for Michael Carrick. But we'll find out. Maybe we'll be the start. Maybe we'll be there's no Dr. Tottenham in this scenario. They've been flying high,
No. Yeah,
Manchester
that's
United.
right.
So maybe it'll be the opposite case here, where
Uh huh.
Manchester United can be the doctor for once.
Hey, do you have a an eye on what the United lineup is
I
at
can
all?
actually take a look at that in just a second. Let me look that up. We also have Jorgen S in the house, William Webb saying, big up, guys. Not expecting a classic game tonight. I'm going for a 1-1.
Mhm.
I have a
I think
sneaky
that
feeling it might be a good game just because I think United have played some pretty good stuff recently. And then Spurs, I think, are desperate to try to get a result today. I don't know if the first half is going to be honest, the most exciting of halves. I'm kind of with Nick. There might be
Mhm.
one half that will be good in, and
Mhm.
maybe it might be the second. But in terms of the United lineup, it's Lemons and goal, Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw as the back four, Casemiro, Kobe Mainu as the midfield with Amad Diallo, you have Bruno Fernandes, and then Mateusz Cunha and Mbumo. Pretty much the lineup
Mhm.
that I was expecting. Of course,
Yeah.
their front line is a lot more dangerous than ours, but then I do find always that back line can be got at. I sort of rate Martinez, but I think he can be bullied, especially by a guy like Dominic Solanke. And then
Mhm.
we know that Diego Dallo is one of the most. He's like the Emerson Royale or like the I don't know Matt Doherty of right backs for Manchester
For
United. I
United,
know they're
yeah.
not big fans of his, so
Uh-huh.
maybe he's the guy to go after. Xavi Simmons hopefully can have a good game coming up against him.
And we all know Romero's relationship with the one Harry
Yeah, that's right.
Snaphead Maguire. He tends to own him. Yeah, he's got a little picture back pocket. He just kind of steps on before he gets anywhere near the pitch. Um, you
You're
know,
right. I forgot about that.
you have praise for their front line, but you know what they don't have is Dom the Bomb Solanke,
Oh,
who I gotta say, man, since he's come back from injury, he looks better. Yeah,
hmm
he what is it, 4 or 5 goals since he's come back
yeah,
in all competitions, and I mean it's one of those, long may it last, and one of those things you rarely see at our club is
right.
somebody coming back from injury and looking as good as he does right now. I'm hoping I'm not jinxing anything, but I'm hoping for a big game from Big Dom because I think that he can really terrorize that back line right now.
I've always been a big fan of Solanke. I kind of felt like he was sometimes harshly criticized last season. I understood it,
Hmm.
like he did miss some chances here and there, but I didn't feel like he got always the best of service in games from people like Brennan Johnson and whatever in the front line. And this, since he's come back, he's been a must need because I think, as you know, the big struggle this season has been any of the forwards to score goals.
Hundred
Richarlison,
percent.
I made the joke, was doing his best job of impersonating Brennan Johnson in that he was scoring goals, but he was being completely useless in pretty much every other department
Yeah.
of the team. But at the end of the day, you have to keep the guy in the team that's scoring goals in the front line if you're struggling for any of your frontline players to score goals. And to be fair, that's kind of the situation even right now. Like I think Solanke is providing goals, but at least he is doing more. His hold up play is good. We know his work rate
Very good.
is
Yeah.
insane. I feel like this guy's going to be running marathons, Boston marathons by the time he retires from football. He's just an incredible engine. But you would say the people around him are kind of a little bit guilty of what I'm saying in that they are fun players to watch, Xavi Simmons and Wilson Odebear. I'm a huge fan of Wilson Odebear, but they kind of leave you a little bit disappointed sometimes in terms of end product,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to scoring goals.
I kind of wonder if that's something that they were both of them very young, both of them new to
Yeah.
this level. I mean, Odegaard played last year for us too, but he's really just starting now to get regular game time and find his feet in the league. I think that kind of thing will come with both of them because they have that much potential and they're starting to show it right now. But we need goals right now, and they're just not giving it to us. Who is giving it to us happens to be the three we think are running the back line right now,
Exactly.
and I think that's a major advantage right now. I mean, I don't give if we come out with a win, I don't give a hell care if it's 3 set piece goals or 2 set pieces in a pen, whatever. But I definitely have a feeling if we're scoring, it's coming from one of the three holding down the back line.
Yeah, we're talking about Dominic Solanke. We should probably be talking about our three best goal scorers all in the back line, Van Ven, Christian Romero, and Joao Polina, all capable of incredible goals. They've been revelations in terms of finding a way to score a goal this season. What's crazy, too, is that when you look at Spurs, I think their goal tally even this season, we're not even that far off of being one of the higher goal scorers in the Premier
Hmm.
League. And you just sort of feels like we never score, but it's actually
Yeah,
probably because it comes from the majority of the defenders. So you tend to forget that they are actually the ones that have been contributing, not as much the forward line. Going to get to some other people in the house. Kerno, thank you for the support as a member, saying, oi, oi, boys, big up the Spurs. Mass, LOL. We have Shemtan saying, afternoon, Jack and Dave. It is Jack and Dave right now. We have a fill in. We have Frozen Jack, and then, yes, the super sub Nick. That was great timing as I came in to freeze myself there and the camera all at once. Impressive work. J
Uh,
Mac saying big up Jacko. And guess we have Nick in the house. He should be familiar with him, I would imagine. J Mac, you've been with us for a while. Ribsy
J
85.
Mac knows who I am, man. I annoy him constantly, I'm sure.
Ribsy85 saying, if I only showed up for half of my job, I wouldn't even be able to keep it. Well, that's just the privileged life of being a footballer now, isn't it?
Mm,
Ribsy85 and being a Spurs manager. Mark Canoe saying, big up Dave and Jack. Our United are on a decent run under Carrick with no midweek European games, but I fancy our chances to get a draw or nick a 2-1 in the last 15 minutes. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Harris Army. Well, maybe that's why you have Nick here to provide that. Good luck there and nicking a 2-1 win. I do see this being a close game. Of course, I would hate to have Nick back for this game. And, we find ourselves talking about another 2-0 down at halftime. But for some reason, I have a sneaky feeling against this United team. I don't think they're as good as what they look in
mm,
recent games. I do feel like they're just benefiting from that manager bounce. But then also, it's just a team, for whatever reason, the last, not even under Ange, like we had that great result under Mourinho. I think even Antonio Conte was able to put up a decent fight against them away from home in the past. Traveling to Old Trafford, it's not been the worst ground for us
yeah.
in the last 3-4 seasons. So for some reason, I have just a sneaky feeling in this one. And also, like, we're in the midst of a relegation battle. And if we pick up another win here, I think we're able to avoid it and not really have to worry about it. All we need, I think, from this month, it's going to be a difficult month. But if we pick up 4 points from all these tough fixtures, which a win would be able to do that today, I think we could secure ourselves from having to worry that much longer. And then we could sort of relax, not have to be too stressed. So I'd imagine that the boys, hopefully, I mean, I'm just trying to, will them as much as I can, but hopefully they're going into this game motivated and pretty desperate to at least get a result tonight. Brett Loft saying, hi, boys. Looking forward to, the Oliver twit. We have Sean Maddox saying, Sar getting an opportunity tonight to see. We're also big fans of Pop Sar, Nick, and it's nice that
Huge.
Thomas
Yep.
Frank finally has picked him. He seems to hate the guy.
I don't know what he's. I can't figure it out, frankly. I can't imagine that he's causing a fuss in the dressing room, that he's on the dickhead list. It doesn't seem like he's
He's
that
the
type of
opposite. He's too
character.
nice.
Yeah, but I mean, Thomas Frank's got who can get into his mind. You would have thought that immediately he would have gone in when he got back from the AFCON, and it wouldn't be Basuma. But here we are right now. I mean, as far as the lineup goes, I'm looking at that, and this is a big game. We're against a team that is in very good form and is traditionally one of the best teams really in the world, bar what's been going on the last decade and change. This is a big game. He's put in his big game players right now, the people who can show up right now. So, I kind of, I put Sar in that category myself. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, him and Mickey Van de Ven basically themselves held that trophy right there. Brennan
Mhm.
Johnson did his best to get in the way of that ball. And he almost screwed it up for everybody. But that was Sar's goal, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm hoping to see a big performance from him today. Before we really get kicked off here, too, man, just one I haven't gotten a chance to talk to you about is Romero playing through illness for 2 games in a row. I've had my doubts about where his head is and where his loyalties are, and the whole way his team has
Yeah.
been manipulating social media, which I think is genius. If your goal is to do the best for Christian Romero, I think they do a phenomenal job. I think they're right nailing it on. But I have questioned, his loyalty and his enthusiasm, and whether making him a captain was the right idea. Now we talk about narratives and developing out of nowhere. Playing through illness 2 games in a row because you want to be there for the team, that's a hell of a narrative right there. I don't know if it's manufactured or not, but if it's got any truth to it, man, it gives me a lot of hope and a hell of a lot more respect for his character. And
Yeah.
if he is really that kind of captain, then I think that there is hope for the rest of the season,
I mean,
whether he goes or not.
he could easily, if he was sick, he could, just if he didn't have any care for the team at all, he could just say, listen, I'm not feeling well. But he knows, I think, also as a captain, that there's only so many players available. Like Radu Dragic only just came back. And let's be honest, he
Mm,
looked a little rusty in that first half against Man City. And then the only other defender is then young Junai Byfield, who I have liked the looks of. I mean, I wish I looked that grown at 17 years of age, to be perfectly honest. But then you have Baluma, and then the only other kind of defensive-minded player really to pick from. And then the rest, it's once again just a bench of kids when you look at it. Of course, the attacking options off of the bench are Kolomwani and Matisse Tell. Souza is finally back into the bench, so I'm not sure if we'll see him this game, but one
I'd be
day
interested to see if we do. Yeah, yeah. I mean, someday soon.
I think it'd probably be a bad
March,
situation if he
April.
were to come in
Yeah.
this game. I think we're going to try to get the most out of the Destiny Udogi squeeze as we can. But no, I agree with you. I think if Romero didn't care at all, I think he could have easily just said, "Listen, I'm not feeling too hot this week. Please just have someone else step in." But clearly, is motivated enough to try to help the team. I've never really questioned Christian Romero's desire and his love for the team, despite how many have in the past. Berlin PJ saying, I'm listening to you from Austria this time. 2,000 meters up. Come on, you Spurs. Wow, up
Wow.
in the Austrian slopes. Sounds
And,
absolutely lovely. And then Edel fans also in Germany as well. In Hamburg, snowy Hamburg. Yeah, it's snowy everywhere except where I am for some reason. Faz Radfar saying, win could be a turning point for our season. Big if, though. Listen, Faz, delusionally, I'm going into it not like confident we're of course going to slap up United or anything, but I'm confident we might pick up a result today. And for some reason too, I just feel like because of that, like this idea that this could be a huge turnaround for Spurs, or at least it could be a lot of momentum gained. That's where I feel like maybe we'll get to see the best version of ourselves. Of course, when the pressure's on, sometimes Spurs tend to not show up. I wonder if this is one of those games where the pressure's on. I think, we kind of know that this is going to be a difficult month. We know that this United team are in flying form. We're not necessarily in flying form. All that kind of tells me that maybe we will get a better version of Spurs. It's kind of always think the opposite, I think, to conventional wisdom when it comes to Tottenham. Tartan's in the house. Big up to you, my man up in Scotland. MV Joker Davis, elite member. Big up, Eddie, saying this will be a good fought draw or we are getting our asses beaten. 1-1, lads. A lot of people are going for the 1-1, Eddie, by the looks of things. Lots of people are going for the 1-1, so you might not be too far off. Thank you for the longevity of support, by the way, too, Eddie. You absolute legend. Ribsy saying, would have been nice if we'd won some of those easy ones we had last. Listen, man, I'm not forgiving Frank for that. That was
yeah.
I've been having some arguments with Tyler because I know Tyler's a big defender of Frank, and I'm just like, that last month where it was the easiest possible month to climb into the top 10, give ourselves some fighting chance of maybe finishing in like a conference league, dare I say, Europa League spot. And Thomas Frank did his very best to crush that in the last month. Hopefully he can make up for it this month. Like I said, I've been picking up at least 4 points. But yeah, I just thought last month was honestly unforgivable, really. He almost could not have done worse, really. Like, I'm not even kidding. Leighton Evelyn, member for 15 months, saying we're going to get up. Always eternal optimist you are, Leighton Evelyn.
What are you doing there, buddy? What?
The team don't even look confident. I'm waiting for USA to show us the team
here.
I'm trying to find it, but they seem to be going game time with it. Tyler saying, big up Jack and Nick. Come on, you Spurs. Frank in Champions League. Big up Todd. Jordan Toon saying, Spurs wins, lads. Let's be honest. That guy needs a haircut. And where's Dave secretly singing in his having an important weekend. So he's on family duties at the moment, Jorginho Toon. Looks like we got a ref cam, by the way. It was also nice. In case we get a penalty that's going to be denied from us because we never get penalties. But at least we now have to see the ref's vision of it when he denies us one at some stage. Big up Jorginho, though. Very generous man. But we're about to get kicked off. If you want to sync up with us, and we have done so. Back at Old Trafford, back at our favorite ground.
Real quick, in just a moment, I'm going to grab some more coffee.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll let you know.
Jealous.
Big one over the top. Dom Solanke bounced right off his noodle for a goal kick.
Yeah, it looks like we have done.
Is my question.
And we're in the yellow kits tonight, everybody, or early day. Long ball to Amad Diallo has worked out for Man United, and they're on the break here. Bruno to Mbumo, and he skies it into the
very dangerous
Trafford stands. Lucky for us. They just absolutely tore us apart with.
That midfield was completely open. Yeah.
"36 seconds. They've already had a shot," says Shaw. I mean, we were pressing, and then that was the danger of pressing, is that all they needed to do was just hoof it long, and then all of a sudden, just the whole team was taken out.
Yeah, well, it's looking like this first 15, 20 minutes may be a bit end-to-end. Multiple balls on the pitch. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, let's already start time wasting.
Uh huh.
Vicario to Van de Ven.
Back to Van de Ven to Vicario, then back to Van de Ven. What sense does that make?
And then we just hoof it long as well. It might be a battle of hoofing it long tonight.
No, we cannot. We cannot have this be the general narrative going forward in this match. Jeff saying Jack is silent. Can anybody else just? Okay, he's back. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. We're having a little bit. Yeah, it's an unconventional setup for the channel today.
Make do with what we have. Like I said, we got the super sub in, Jeff. Hopefully you're doing well, by the way, out in Perth.
Trying to find Solanke from the throw. Doesn't quite make it. Mickey.
Oh, what a challenge from Mickey. It's had a bit of a bright start from both teams. You would say United actually are coming out quite quickly.
Vic commanding the box. That's what I'd like to see, Vic. Make your decision early, man. It's not a three at the back, is what EDM is saying. So you're looking more like a 4-3-3 with Paulinho holding down the six.
He looks pretty far out wide here, Paulinho. It does look like the back five today. He's just playing that right-sided center back, and then you have Romero.
Yeah.
Destiny Doggy's seen a ghost.
Yeah.
Gives it away to Lemons. I don't know who he thought that was for, even if that was for Solanke. Solanke was 20 yards away from that.
Yeah. First 60 seconds looked like pressing, looked like an energetic game from both teams. All of a sudden, everything's gone flat. Everything is long ball.
Yeah, everything, especially United. They've just been going long ball every time. Interesting. Not sure what Michael Carrick did say before this game. He said he's been studying for days, the Tottenham Hotspur tactics, and it's like, I think someone said, it's a mistake from Lemons, sir. It's gotta be a yellow card. Oh, if Gallagher didn't have a bad touch there, he could have easily lobbed Lemons. Huge mistake from him here. Oh, his touch was shocking from Gallagher. If he just has a touch that's just half good, he could easily lob him there. He could have gone for the Richarlison. How is that not a yellow card, though? I mean, that's
that's a clear takedown on a break. I guess it's just early in the match, and we don't get the calls. Big up yourself, Adrian Chia. I had to take mine was up back there for a couple of weeks, just in hope that the redemption arc would continue. I had to take it down, buddy.
It was a great redemption arc of 2 games, and then against Man City, what was it? Within a few minutes, just had an absolute blunder. Typical Basuma style, Adrian. Never know, though. He could come on off the bench, be a hero. Good ball in, back post. Always looking for Romero at that back post. Wow. It was Solanke that seemed to get onto it. Oh, thinking about that Gallagher touch. Maybe that's why the referee didn't give a yellow card, because the touch was just so shocking. He had an easy chance to potentially have a worldie. That was a huge mistake from Lemons. They got away with one there, United.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to take advantage of that kind of opportunity in a lot better way.
It's Michael Oliver. What did you expect, Jack? Says Breffy. Yeah, I keep forgetting actually that referees aren't in any way in our favor this season.
Gallagher looking very aggressive, which is something I like to see. I hope he just keeps his head on straight. That last 45 minutes against City was the first time I've had some kind of a good feeling about what he's doing on a pitch. I'd been very unimpressed with the couple of games beforehand, but I hopefully that I'm chalking that up to just getting his feet back into the Prem.
Oh my God. Pamat Tassar just had a brilliant challenge there, and we had 4 Spurs players around the ball, and United still come up with it somehow. Yeah. Couldn't even get an easy recovery there. It's a great challenge from Sarr, and everyone just seemed to think that he would do the whole job there. Out wide to Diallo, down our left side. The ball is back on the floor instead of being pumped along every time by Man United. They're actually deciding to play a bit of football here. Casemiro,
get it out the way.
A little dangerous there. They tried to have some nice link up there. Ribsy saying if that second half, that's a card. Good challenge again from from Spurs.
All right, now hold on to the
Oh,
ball.
Silky
Good.
from Sar.
Good job, Pop.
Oh,
There you go.
Javi.
That's football.
See if he can find Solanke here. Yes, he does. Good run by
He
Solanke.
does, and good weight with a difficult through ball, man. It's something we don't see a whole hell of a lot of the time. Damn, what was that?
He just took a shove and then
Yeah.
couldn't hold on to it there. But you're right, actually. First time in a while we haven't seen an overhit through ball or underhit. Usually it's overcooked, undercooked by Spurs.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a real coffee.
Please do,
Quick
please
coffee
do.
top up, man. I'll be right back.
Our fans are singing about Poch already. It'd be a bit harsh if they're already singing about Poch artistry. Not like we've conceded yet. If anything, I think we should almost be a goal up. I know Daniel Larson seems to think that was a difficult touch. I don't know. I don't think he hit it that hard, Lemons. Not like he absolutely leathered it into his feet. It didn't look like it was hit with too much pace. Sometimes hard to pick up on camera, but I mean, the touch really wasn't. And even if it was fired into him, it definitely wasn't a good touch. What a challenge from Romero. Ref! Fortunately, no one else was running forward on that attack. Really just broke down because Solanke, I think, got shoved there, but I think he needed to be a little bit stronger, and then him and Xavi Simons were kind of in each other's way. When will Tottenham get the call, says Joff? Sometime this year, hopefully. Maybe next season. Maybe not this season, but still this year in 2026. Spurs fans, though, seem pretty loud. Singing Can't Smile Without You. Good play out from the back. Archie Gray. Pumps it long.
Nobody kind of a clearance out of midfield. Not exactly what we want to see.
It was nice at first. Ripsy 85 saying we're about due our yearly call from the referee. Yeah, maybe this will be the day.
Right.
That'd be great. We got the ref cam and everything, Ripsy. Shouldn't be too hard to get a call. I would scream for joy if we got a penalty. Oh my lord, ref.
What?
Ribsy, you're jinxing us. I'm a Diallo who's made of absolute paper. He's probably nowhere more than 100 pounds.
Come on, man.
Gets shoved over by Van de Ven, but he's got to be stronger there. And there's no way that he thinks he can beat Van de Ven for pace.
Well, so far, it has the excitement that a lot of people were expecting it to not have.
We did say that could either be exciting or dull in the first half. I think it's turned out to be dull. But then again, good block by Xavi Simons. Good recovery there. Oh, no. Bad giveaway.
Somebody's got to get their foot on the ball, though. I mean, clearance, but...
Yeah, a few times we've won it, and then we're just not coming out with it for some reason. Push out, boys. Push out. Casemiro with an absolute worldy hit. Great save from Vic.
Fantastic save from Vicario.
Jeez, lads. Sir! What a hit from Casemiro. He's rolling out the vintage stuff here, Casemiro. Swerving as well.
Nice job from Vicario.
Yeah, a good Hollywood save for him.
Tricky. Dave is on family duty today. That's why you got me sitting in right now. But he will be back to his best for the week ahead and definitely for the Newcastle match, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Great diving by Man United, says Joff. Dan Coy's good to have you, Dan. Hopefully everything's good. Kaylee Davis, good to see you, Kaylee. Skunkworks being reffed like a Champions League game. Q7, the progressive balls and a feet from Casemiro. Wish we had someone to see those passes. To be honest, I sometimes think it's not the players, man. I think it's the instructions. I think that's how Frank wants us to play because you think about it. Oh, dangerous from Vic. Lemons and Vicario
Gets away
trying
with
their
it.
best to have a blunder today. Think about this, like under Bentancur, man, like Bentancur's progressive passing numbers have been cut in half since Frank came into the team. Good play by Odebear, cutting inside. On to Xavi Simons, who's shifting into the center of the field. Plays it over the top to Gallagher!
Oh! Oh,
Just
that's
didn't
hell of a
make the
chance.
connection with it, Gallagher. Even if he mishit it, it could have fallen to Solanke. Good ball from Xavi Simons, though. Oh, it just doesn't make good enough contact with it, Gallagher.
Yeah. Decent
That is
enough
kind of why
movement.
he's in the team, though, is because he does make those runs.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, Vic, always making me nervous. Oh, what a touch by Udogi. Sir!
Yeah, really great.
He's doing that the other way as well.
Jeez.
Someone needs to question this.
Yeah, really great ball from Xavi Simons, though, who's basically playing all over the pitch, it looks like. You know, it doesn't, you know, he's not sticking to that wing by any means. He's trying to create all over the front, which I think we have to do.
Good recovery from Sar. Simmons, come on, lad. Odebear as well. Lissandro Martinez bursting forward. Good block from Romero. Odebear here. Still Odebear. Good ball.
He got him.
Palinha.
Well done. Well done to hold it.
Sar, good touches.
Oof.
Go Destiny. Go Destiny. Plays it inside to Xavi. Good turn by Xavi. Sir!
All right, make the run. Make the run.
Gallagher.
I don't know why Gallagher didn't.
Behind him.
Yeah, I don't know why Gallagher didn't get on his bike earlier on that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Odebear into Palinha. Have a hit. Sar!
Jeez. Man.
Hit him from distance, Sar. Didn't make a clean connection, though. Spurs growing into the game, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Had a few breakaways now. Xavi Simons. He's playing some nice passes, Xavi. Growing in confidence, you can tell.
And thank goodness for that, because I know we were all real worried when he first came in and he just wasn't fitting in. He didn't hit the ground running, but he's definitely finding his legs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just keeping the ball down when he's shooting. That's what we got to work on right now.
Needs target practice. That's for sure.
The foot lean over the ball, Javi, buddy.
Not even goal scoring practice. He just needs to get it on target practice.
Yeah.
Destiny Udogi taking on Dallo.
Man.
Does well though. Gets us up the pitch. Sar. Oh, Sar's
bobbing and weaving today, man.
He's looking silky, which not all. Even though I love Sar, not always what you would say about him.
Nope.
He looks silky at times today.
Nope. He's decent on the ball, and he looks comfortable too.
This is better. Even Leighton's complimenting it. That's when you know it's good. Limpy down under saying typical Vic, great save, then looks dodgy immediately after. Exactly. That's classic Vic. Joao Palinha, Archie Gray.
We've got a lot of people up in the box right now.
Yeah, we got to get
positions.
it in.
Yeah.
Spot on. Playing in at Xavi's feet.
Just don't fall asleep and
don't give it away here.
Yeah.
Romero wins it. Solanke holds it up. Sir! Xavi!
Come on, Xavi.
Didn't have the best first touch.
Yeah, no. But out to Pop. Pop on the left. Gets it out to Big Dog. Big Dog. Can he cross it? He does! He does! Oh!
We've gotten close on a few occasions to get a good shot on goal.
The hell of a chance.
Palinha. Well done, Palinha.
Good mop-up job.
Had a few sightings on goal.
Excellent cross by Udogi there, yeah.
Who was in there? Mickey Van de Ven, it looked like, got the first touch. Yeah.
Hold on a second there.
Took a few ricochets.
Yeah, but that was a little handsy from Martinez for me. You know, I guess there wasn't anything real in it, but I think it could have been checked.
Yeah, Joff saying Martinez just threw over Solanke. He seems to get away with it because he's so small, I feel like. Solanke, well
good
done.
Job, Dom.
Good hold-up play. Play him, Xavi. Play him.
There you go. Keep it in.
Udogi's got to make an option for him there.
Yeah.
It's funny when you said Michael Carrick has a good head on his shoulders, and I think it's just because that suit T-shirt combo has really worked for him.
It fits him. Yeah.
Just having a nice overcoat makes you look very competent. Oh, good turnover here. Get forward, Gallagher. Get forward. God, he's allergic to going forwards. He had an own lane.
You know, you got to wonder if that's actually instruction.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Frank loves him. Xavi's the only one allowed to pass forward. That's the instruction. Good last 5 minutes, as Ed.
I think
agree.
so. Yeah, I think so.
I think we've been a little tad unlucky. I think the only one I would say I wish we did a little bit better with was that Gallagher chance. If he just made sweeter contact.
Yeah.
It could have been a goal.
That was an excellent one. And coming in from Udogi, that was probably the two best chances of the day so far.
Yeah. Good morning, Kaylee. Nice and early. Not even 5 yet. Crazy.
That's
and
right,
I ran out of coffee this morning, Kaylee. I can only have one
in
and a half
Seattle?
cups. Yeah,
can't you just go on the corner and pick up a bag? Don't they just leave it out in front of everybody's door?
I was thinking about that today. I was like, I wonder if there is some coffee shop in Seattle that's like 24/7. There definitely used to be. Unlucky.
Yeah. J-Mac
complaining about something though.
J-Mac with the praise for Paulinho. He is proper mustard. That is.
Yeah, Sean, I think Saar has looked very tidy today. Trinidad, good to see you, Trinidad. Keep up the great work on the watch-alongs, gents. Thank you, Trinidad. Daniel Larson saying, yeah, if he just hit that cleaner. I think, yeah, one of those moments from Gallagher, just wish he'd a little bit better with either that touch from the Lemons giveaway or just that ball over the top that Xavi played him in for. If he just, it's actually funny, Daniel, is that if he really just mishit it, I think it would have fallen to Solanke, who was there for a tap-in. But I don't think it would be hard to do that intentionally. He just needed to mishit it, and then it would have fallen to Solanke. He found a way to do neither. Van de Ven. Yeah, Spurs growing into the game, at least last 5-10 minutes. Vicario, nothing silly, please.
Fewer long balls outside of that one.
What's also funny with Vicario is that he finds a way to pump it long to the smallest players on the pitch every time. He always pumps it long to Xavi or Odegaard instead of the absolute massive man that is Dominic Solanke, I swear. Yeah. Paul Brown, good to see you, Paul.
Nope. Uh-oh, got a little freeze up over here. United with
Gallo surging forward.
Yeah. Looks dangerous. I don't like this.
Oof.
Was that a save from Vicario? Because that was a rocket from
Cunha. That was really well hit.
Wow. We cannot be letting him shoot from outside the box. I know that Dave rails about this constantly, but you cannot have him free like that. No, it was a miss, but it was certainly a rocket.
Yeah, Cunha, by the way, he has an obsession with shooting from distance. I think he has some of the most shots from distance in the league. Please, Vic. Always make me nervous.
Everybody knows you got to put him under pressure now, immediately.
Dogie found a way to stay on his feet.
Yeah. Paulinho trying to find Solanke there. Not the best idea. Xavi hold on to it. What is Oliver stop and play for here?
Is he giving a foul?
I don't even know what happened right there.
Ball into Diallo. Plays a 1-2 with Cunha.
United looking a lot more dangerous right
Well
now.
done by Archie Gray. Good positioning. That was nice play from Man United. Gallagher. This, oh my lord, man.
No, not a good idea.
Always goes backwards. Gray has started really well, by the way, Daniel Larson. That's a good shout, actually. He's got some nice interceptions.
Yeah, defensively, he's doing his job. But we're ceding possession a lot more than I feel comfortable with right now.
We play in spells.
Yeah.
Said someone from earlier.
You know, it's like we let them have it for 5 minutes. They let us have it for 5 minutes. It's not a good way to run a game.
Well done, Mickey. Someone onto it. Xavi. Dangerous. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes should have done better with that. No, they should have done better with that. That was a good chance for Bruno.
Yeah. You figure 50% of the time he gets that on target.
Joff saying very soon they will get one. It's in the balance right now. Both teams, I would say. Good hold-up play by Solanke. Just too high though for Odegaard.
Too high and hard. That was a tough.
Get onto it.
Crossfield ball.
Gallagher. I swear, every time he has to go backwards.
Yeah,
almost like Man United players just trying to read it.
Yeah, was that his typical MO? Playing for Chelsea. Because I don't remember that. I always thought he's
a goal scorer, that's for sure. Like, he knows how to be in the box at the right time, but he wasn't ever regarded as like a real line-breaking passer.
Yeah, I don't recall him being a sideways and backwards merchant.
That's true.
That's what I'm confused about.
Destiny tries to play a cross in. Czar onto Xavi. Can he find a run?
Oh, nobody there.
A ghost.
Yeah.
Seemed to want someone there, but Daniel saying that was Kane-esque from Solanke. Well, if it was Kane, it would have landed right on his chest, not slightly above his head. But it wasn't. It was good to hold that play at first from Solanke. Good header from Gray. And Van maybe doing too much there.
Yeah.
It's almost like maybe Nick is right about something, though. It's almost like Joao Palhinha right now, at least. He's in midfield, but then in possession, we seem to be a back three.
Right.
Because out of possession right now, Joao Palhinha is playing in midfield.
Yeah. Got a Leeds fan in the house trying to throw some shade here. I don't know what that's about. You know what? I'm just hoping that we don't get beat 4-1 by Arsenal.
You did us a favor, to be honest. I mean, beating Forest. We're more worried about Forest than we are with Leeds.
Yeah.
Anything, we should thank you for beating Forest. Oh, come on, boys. That would have been a good turnover, but instead it's done the opposite. It's a good break for United. Oh, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah, luckily.
Well done, Solanke. Come on, boys. How are we not winning any of these? Bruno, good block. Nothing there with Cunha. Someone onto this. Sar, find Xavi.
Yeah, you got to find him, buddy.
Sir! Finally, that ref gives us a decision.
Pick up yourself, JB Leeds, man. Respect to that. Respect to that.
Oh, it's from outside the box, so lucky. Could make a case that was a foul, but it was outside the box. Cunha, though, is a serial complainer.
Uh-huh.
Every time you watch him play, he's always Blanky's just getting bullied out there by Martinez and Maguire. He's not getting any favors from the ref. It's going to look like this game. Yeah, Joffy's just constant. Oh, dangerous again from Lemons. How has that gone all the way up to him? Udogi gives away a yellow card. Didn't read that touch from Cunha very well. Or Diallo. And then he had to bring him down. Very early in the game as well. Sean saying good foul. I mean, if you make a defensive mistake, I guess.
All right, stay switched on here, guys.
Someone onto the ball, please. Well done, Wilson.
Good job.
Good acting by Wilson as well. Sold that very calmly.
And one thing that I was very surprised to see, and certainly happy about it, and it confused us all trying to figure out what the motive was in the City match, was the early subs. And now that we're in hindsight, taking off Romero at halftime and putting Sarr on seems to have always been the plan.
Yeah.
But the two subs before the 70th minute, I thought that was a breath of fresh air to see.
Yeah.
It definitely gave us the impetus to really keep putting it on them.
I think you're right. I think he did switch to. Well done by Romero. Come on, man. Get your foot onto it. Well done.
And he does. Yeah.
Too much, though. Thank you, ref. Michael Oliver's given us. Oh, no!
What?
He's given a red card to Romero. It didn't look like anything there. Casemiro was diving to the floor. That was straight red for Michael Oliver.
Yeah, I did not
Ribsy.
See what
the
that
decision that you think we're going to get may have gone the other way.
Holy crap.
No.
What? Hold on.
His foot's not even high.
It's not high, and he gets ball contact. Shit.
It is late.
I know. Yeah, that other
angle. He has
angle.
a poor touch, and then he kicks into Casemiro. It's a poor touch, and then he kicks into him.
Yeah, that's a tough break. It's hard to call whether that was just stupidity on his part or whether that was just bad luck on.
It's kind of similar to the Chelsea one, but this one actually I would say maybe less debatable because his touch was really poor there, and then he was kind of just kicking through pretty late. It's like that Chelsea one. Curious what people have to say. Why didn't he blow the whistle when Romero got fouled? It did seem like a bit of a harsh red, especially the fact that he did it so quickly. I would have given it as a yellow card, if anything, if you did see it as a foul. It's amazing that he just gave it that quickly. And also, it's not like his foot was that high up. It hit him in the ankle. Dragishin's warming up. This is not good for Romero in terms of reputation. He's had a hell of a week.
Yeah.
Everything from calling out the board to now getting himself sent off inside 30 minutes.
Yeah, I could be wrong on it, Brett, but I actually don't think that when a ref makes a straight red call, I don't think the VAR is even allowed to get involved. I don't think that they can pull back that kind of a decision when it's directly from the ref. I think that they can, if the ref misses something, they can intervene and call it a red and call for a VAR check.
He's taken off Odebear. I thought he
Put
would have
one
taken
right.
off maybe a Palhinha, but maybe we need as many bodies in midfield as possible.
I guess so. Especially if we're trying to rely wholly on getting crosses in,
Yeah,
and
set piece.
set pieces to score goals, and he needs a bigger body in. But I mean, that's going to just completely decimate our creativity.
Stevie, you're right. I mean, how many games is Romero missing now? Just because he's had 4? A lot of he has literally the most card accumulation of any player in the league, I think.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, no, he before, I think it was a few games ago we were talking about that. He has also, though, once again, I mean, this could be another case though for it, where he just seems to have this reputation with referees. He has the most cards of any player in the league, but he has also the fewest fouls to card ratio. So he's only allowed so many fouls until he's given a card compared to other players. So every time that Romero makes a challenge, they're very quick to give him a card for it, basically. They do seem to judge him a lot harsher. I don't know, we only got 2 replays too from the broadcaster as well. I don't know why we weren't given more replays, because yeah, here's another one. He wins the ball though at first. That's what I thought. He kicks the ball here and then he follows through. It's very similar to the Chelsea one. It is very similar to the Chelsea one. And the Chelsea one I never thought was a red card, because what are you supposed to do after you kick it? You always follow through. It's not like he followed through that clumsily. He pulls his foot back pretty quickly after hitting it. And then also Casemiro, in typical Casemiro fashion and Brazilian fashion, does his very best to sell it to the referee.
Well, this is going to be a tough hill to climb right now, no doubt about it.
Not what we needed at all.
Nope.
It felt like the game was actually in the balance as well, and now this is only going to give Man United some confidence. They're just waiting to give him a red every game. What a joke, says Ed.
And who do we have on the bench from an attacking sense? Just Tell and
Colomwani,
right? Okay.
Not a lot, but something.
Yeah.
It did seem. I mean, let me know, everybody. It's similar to that Chelsea one, and I don't think the Chelsea one was a red card. I also think that, just like Enzo, Casemiro did his very best to just sell it to the referee as if it was awful. How do you not follow through on a kick? That's my opinion. 24Z. More ammunition for Alex Crook, seriously. I don't think it was a red, Sean. Romero didn't fancy the Arsenal game. Yeah, it's horrible to think how many games he'll be missing from now.
Yeah.
This is also the toughest fixture list.
I mean,
he's going to be missing all the games.
We just get Van de Ven back too, and now he's out for.
Ugh.
So is it 3? Somebody said there in the chat it's a 4-match ban.
Yeah, I'm confused why they're saying 4. Maybe because
his other card maybe
again has to do with the card accumulation, because you do get suspended a game, right, when you accumulate a certain amount of cards, right. And maybe that's what it is. It also could have been the commentary might have said that. Jeez, it's just when it kind of, like I said, the game was in the balance. Didn't really seem like either team was better than the other, and then we've just given them such a leg up.
King Hoddle popping up with the cup full of positivity overflowing as usual. Good to see you, King.
And then we have Al Ben saying, is Romero trying to force himself out the club? I don't know, man. I think that was harsh. Jeez.
Damn. United trying to make the most of the advantage right now. They don't seem to have their shooting boots on, but hopefully I'm not going to eat those words.
Jeez, that took a nasty deflection.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm a big fan of Romero's. I don't think that was a red card. I don't think, like, if he wanted to get himself sent off, you wouldn't do it like that. You'd do it in a very different way. He kicked the ball first at the end of the day. He kicked the ball first, and then at like any time when you kick the ball, your leg is going to follow through. And Casemiro threw himself into that situation. They were right next to each other. Oh, top of the box, and boom! Oh, fuck, boys!
Jesus. Yeah.
That looked too easy, lads.
Yeah.
And Bumo is just standing in the box there, no one even realizing where he is. It's one of the slowest shots as well. Somehow Vicario as well didn't seem to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he had a pretty crowded area in front of him right now. Maybe why he couldn't see it, but that was coming. That was definitely coming.
Fuck. It just looked like that goal was in slow motion. Slow motion with the ball coming short to Diallo. And then the pullback to Bumo as well. Just all kind of just done in slow motion. Someone surely should be there to be tracking Mbumo. That's the danger man at the top of the area.
Just a quick shot. Hey, Gadu.u, who is crying like an infant? I don't see anybody in the chat crying like an infant. I see you kind of crying about other people's opinions. All right, just get a hold of yourself. All right.
Yeah, the game's missed is the bigger issue.
Yes.
That's what's also hard to think about is that we're going to have to deal with Radu Dragishin for the next.
Yeah, and if somebody put find it, why didn't he drop Polina into a center back role, which I would have thought would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Keep Odebear on. You gotta
Mickey Van de Ven, not a good. Got away with that one. Alpesh saying that's it. We are cooked now with the injuries. Exactly the red he got for the Chelsea home game. I feel that way. I think it was very similar to the Chelsea one.
Yeah.
Chris saying it was a red. To be fair, even if he went to VAR and Romero had a yellow, it would have been overturned for a red. Maybe that's just how the game is. Chris, the game's gone.
We got to get through this half without
Sean saying if
again,
Casemiro
man.
did that, it would have been a yellow.
Yeah.
Top of the box, good clearance there from Joao Palhinha. We're going to need Palhinha to be a hero today. It's just not what we needed, man. Like I said, just in a moment where it didn't really seem like either team looked much better than the other. And we just given them such a leg up. Tony Yolo say, think I'm done with Romero. Sell him in the summer. Let's get Vuskovic in. Like I said, man, I'm a big fan of Romero's, but this isn't doing him any favors. Yeah. Red card, going to miss the next few games when we really need him for these next few games, the toughest fixture period. But then also what he's done, of course, with the social media post, he's just finding himself under further attention. Totally unneeded. Not what the team needs. Oh, my Lord.
Jesus.
What a save from Vicario.
Yeah. Keeping us in this barely. Yeah, as I was saying, we got to get through this half without conceding again.
Dominic Solanke doesn't get clean contact with the header, and he flicks it onto Casemiro, and Casemiro headed in. It's actually, honestly, a world-class save from Vicario. Crazy reactions. Spurs are going to have to hold on here. Ref. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, Tony, if you're not a fan of Romero, he hasn't done any favors, that's for sure. Personally, though, I don't think it was a red. Jeez, that goal. I mean, the fact that that's being done at full speed, and it looks so slow.
Yeah.
Just the
I
whole
mean, it's a
build up
miracle
to
it
it.
found its way through all those people, though.
Yeah, that too. Fuck off, Carrick. Vicario might have saved our bacon there, though. That was actually
Yeah.
a world-class save to keep us in it. Because if
Yeah.
we go 2-0 down, it's over.
It's tough. Yeah.
Udogi, good turn. Xavi, Palhinha. Not a good ball.
Finds
Good
destiny.
touch. Udogi, get forwards, man. There you go.
Yeah.
On to Xavi. Oh, good try from Xavi. Had 4 United players around him. We were clearly the better team until that brainless moron killed us. I don't think it was a red card, King Otto. Like I said, it's so similar to the Chelsea one, which I also didn't think it was. Edge of the box again. Yeah, that's another shot from outside the box or at the edge of the box they've conceded. He was asked about it in the press conference, too. Artist T.
Who, Frank
Corner
was?
for United.
Frank was or Carrick was?
Frank was.
Oh, yeah?
And he didn't really have the best answers, to be honest.
I didn't watch his pre-match press conference. What did he have to say?
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's not necessarily
I've
the
stopped,
best Friday
actually.
night watching.
Yeah.
Leighton, Jack, if you know the game, it was a red card. I do know the game. 5-10 years ago, that was never given as a red. Those calls were never given as reds 5-10 years ago. Never. So if I know the game right now, maybe it is. Where the game is absolutely gone.
So do you
5-10 years ago, like that was never given as a red. Like,
do you recall what Frank had to say about the shots from outside the box? Because I mean, clearly, if I'm Michael Carrick, I'm having my guy every chance they see, a little piece of open net, go for it. And he's got great long distance shooters there, Fernandes.
he said more or less on the lines of, it's a risk basically we're willing to take, and then he said it also could just be down to, incredible quality in the moments from players. But that's the part that I'm annoyed by, is that is precisely the reason why we're conceding these outside the box, is because you're coming up against good players, like guys that are capable of scoring from outside the box if you give them a few opportunities to do it. Like, you're not playing in the Scottish League or something like that where, the teams aren't very good, so you can maybe take that risk of them not scoring from outside the area. But in the Premier League, you have world-class players sometimes on the pitch. They're going to punish you. It's like the PSG game. Surely that's a red. Surely that's a red. Surely that's a red. Diallo. Oh, unlucky. If he hit him in the ankle there, that would be the same red card challenge that Romero did. He's actually lucky he didn't catch Xavi Simons in the same area, because if he did, by the same logic, that's a red. How do we overhit that? Yeah, Nick, he was just saying it's down to the quality of players, potentially hurting us. But that's what frustrated me. It's like, that is the reason why we are conceding them, is that you're allowing good players to shoot from outside the box.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always the quality of the players that gets the goals. Yes, that is true, Thomas.
It's like Ange with the counterattacks that we always dealt with. It's like Ange seemed to never realize that a lot of teams in the Premier League are quite good at counterattacking against a high line. Whereas if you come from a lesser league, it's a risk worth taking. But in the Premier League, it definitely isn't. Honestly, we're unlucky there, because Diallo's challenge, I thought, actually almost looked worse than Romero's. Good save from Vicario again.
Yeah. Long clearance. What's going on here? Showing that Vicario save, very, very well done. Vicario basically keeping us in it at the moment. Hopefully he keeps his head on because they are going to press him. Long ball trying to find Dom. Dom finds.
Come on,
Gallagher
Xavi.
finds Xavi.
Solanke. Oh, it's just too heavy.
Xavi's in there though, Dom.
To Gallagher. Not a good ball by Solanke.
No.
Nice hold up there. Oh, what are we doing, boys? Xavi's ball for Solanke has to be better. It's overhit. If he's able to tap it onto him, Solanke has a goal there. Gallagher, you truck. I don't think, to be fair, as much as Gallagher has probably wasted a couple opportunities tonight, I don't think that was a great ball into him from Solanke. But it was more Xavi, man. Xavi needs to play a much better pass than a Solanke. He overhits it. Well done. Good ball. Gallagher turns backwards every time. He literally has all the space in the world to run forwards there with it, and he turns backwards every time. Good ball in Sar. Sar's finding nice pockets.
Yeah.
Well done by Sar.
Yeah, it just feels
Switch it, baby. Love it.
We're desperately
good ball.
The lack of being a man down, the players to find in the space. It's gonna have to be a lot of this cross ball stuff, man.
Winks, take your mask off.
Drags him back to Vic.
Oh,
Vic
come on, Slank. Slanky, man. Got to get that under control. We have a break there if he does.
United looking, trying to find their pieces. Look to sit out the rest of this half or just wait for us to make a mistake right now.
Mm-hmm. Just when the game looked promising for Spurs. Mm-hmm. Very, very frustrating. I don't know. I mean, I've ranted enough that I don't think it was a red card. I mean, Nick, do you happen to agree, disagree?
I think it could have been called a yellow very easily, especially in looking at the footage of it and what the intent was. Whether the studs are up or not, look, it's not a high boot, and he is following through on kicking the ball. That's why the studs go into Casemiro, is because there was contact with the ball going through. I think it's a yellow. I don't think that's a red card. Yeah. But, it is what it is, and we got to deal with it right now.
Yeah, it's just, if anything, whether we agree or disagree, it's not what we needed, because it was at a period of the game where I did feel like neither team was much better than the other, and the game was in the balance. And Spurs, I do feel like we're growing into the game. There were a couple of chances that we had actually to score in that. And even, you would say at the end there, again, that Xavi Simons Solanke chance we could have maybe done with. We could have maybe had a robbery there and gotten into halftime level. I don't think Spurs have actually played really that poorly. It's just going to man down at that stage of the game. It's just not what we needed. It gave kind of United that break. And of course, in typical fashion, they score not too long after it. It's just not what we needed at all. And if anything, too, I thought that set piece routine from United, maybe they drew something up before the game to hurt us that way, but we got absolutely destroyed on that set piece routine by them. It's like Mbumo had all day to pick where he wanted to put that in the back of the net. But yeah, whether you agree or disagree with the red card decision, it just has absolutely hurt Spurs. And
Yeah.
once again, Romero, it's just the source of controversy, really, at the club. A lot of people seem to, as you can tell in the chat, seem to be kind of done with the guy. I don't know, Nick. I mean, he's going to miss the next 4 games as well. So this is just, it really is the last thing Romero needed.
Yeah, it's the last thing the squad needs too. To lose the captain during this very intense month, it's gonna throw everything into disarray. Hell, I don't know. Maybe maybe there's a silver lining in here somewhere. Going into the next couple of games, Kurnow 1664 is staying positive. I'm gonna try to stay positive, buddy. I'm while we're in this halftime break, man, and I want to move beyond it, but now just in thinking about it, it wasn't a sliding tackle, wasn't even a challenge. It was not a defensive action. He was making a progressive pass and actually got contact with the ball first.
Yeah.
So it's not even a reckless challenge. I that's not a red. Sorry.
It's so similar to the Chelsea one from before. I guess they're being consistent about it, and that it was called in the Chelsea game, and now it's been
Being
called.
consistent on him.
Yeah, consistent on Romero. That's fair. Brett saying still in it 1-0, but that marking on the goal, schoolboy stuff. That's actually a good point, Brett. That of all the chances that United have had in that first half, it's not like they've had a million chances, or not like they've been absolutely destroying us, but of all the times to concede, that was the one. It's kind of frustrating, really, to concede from a set piece routine, because they should be scoring from different chances. Like, the set pieces are the ones where it should be a little bit easier on us to defend than United with open play, since they do have the extra man. That's kind of where I would expect them to score, not from a set piece. And not like we've conceded that many set pieces this season, but just the timing of that one too, it just not what we needed at all. And it wasn't like just a simple cross into the box. It was clearly a drawn up routine by United, and we just seemed to have no idea what they were doing, and it was pretty well executed. It's just the frustrating bit is that it's yet again another shot at the edge of the box or in the outside of the box by a player where he just has all day to do it, kind of like in the PSG game, like in other games we've seen this season, where for some reason these players are allowed time to be able to shoot and pick exactly where they want to put it, and we've just been punished for it so many times. But I agree with you. I don't think we've actually played all that poorly. It's just frustrating that that was the goal we ended up conceding, because we could have maybe gotten into this maybe 0-0, and you never know.
Yeah.
From here, the game's definitely not over, as some people are saying in the house. Like, I agree. I think we played okay enough that potentially we could nick something here. It just felt like before the red card, I don't know, maybe, there's still plenty of football left, but it didn't look like a game where Spurs were going to get destroyed or anything by United. It actually seemed like it was going to be a good game, and it was going to be a cagey one, and just the red card potentially ruined our chances of actually getting a win today. But I could see us still getting a point at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to take some brilliant tactical maneuvering from Thomas Frank. So
Yeah.
we're like, and our players really stepping up. Some of these more defensive-minded players are going to have to put their attacking boots on right now. I don't know what he does to change it right now. I think taking Wilson Odebear off is puzzling. We were getting through the lines to a degree and able to get in crosses in from the side. Right now, the only person we got who's able to do that looks like Destiny Udogie if Xavi is playing more centrally now and trying to create through the middle. So, I don't know, man. I got my fingers crossed, but as Skunkworks, I keeping us in it. Or we're still in it. I don't know if we're still in it right now. What I was saying though myself was at least Vicario was keeping us in it, because without a couple of those saves from him, they were brilliant and they were game saving at this point for us to at least try to salvage something in the next half. Yeah, that's what my perspective on it was. We still have a chance right now.
Yeah. I don't think we played so poorly that I don't feel like we have any chance. Brett, Q7 saying, does anyone actually feel like we can nick at least a point from this now? Just a shame, as we weren't even doing that bad. The game was pretty balanced. That's how I feel. I think the game was pretty much in the balance. I don't think either team was that much better than the other. I just the red card came at a terrible time, and it just gave United that belief, and it just made life easier for them at the end of the day. But
Yeah,
frustrating bit is that they scored from what you would say is an easier situation to defend. I would expect them to score from open play, not from a set piece. So I think we've hurt ourselves there. Jerome with the super chat, harsh decision. It is a yellow at best, but now he's going to miss the next 4 games. That corner, no run against the runner, and again, a free shot. Shocking, really. Yeah, Nick was asking about it, Jerome. Like, why is it that we just continue to concede from outside the box? And I just think Thomas Frank, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to value or seem to consider that players like Mbumo, Cunha, good players that have no issue with shooting from outside the box. They don't really seem to think about it twice. Can punish you from out there. And that PSG game to me was probably one of the best cases where Vitinha scored worldy after worldy against us. And for some reason, he didn't learn his lesson. He seems to think and consider that, I guess, players will just miss these opportunities. But most of the time, especially if you're a Spurs manager, you're going to be coming up against a lot of good teams. And every team will have at least 1 or 2 guys that have no issue, no problem with striking it from distance. And for the most part, they'll usually get it on target or at least get it close enough. And it's just, I don't know. It's kind of similar to Ange in the regard, like how many set pieces did we concede under Ange? And then with Frank, it's like how many goals from outside the box, are we going to concede before someone finally wakes up and realizes that maybe you have to consider the game a little bit differently. It just seems like Frank is a little ignorant and a little stubborn when it comes to shooting from outside the box.
I mean, naive is what I would have to put it in.
Could be.
You can, when you see it happening constantly week after week and you don't do anything about it. It's it's a lack of realization.
Well, he's one of those stats guys, right? That's his logic behind it too, is that he says that it's a low percentage, low XG, but sometimes it's not really how you should be looking at the game. And if anything, Nick, I think he's not considering that players in the Premier League are quite good, actually, and that they can punish you from outside the box.
Yeah. Well, this is the position we find ourselves in now. Is there a way? How do we even try to get Kolo Muani and Tell on at some point in time in this half coming up?
Would you have taken off Wilson Odebear?
I wouldn't have. I would have. I forgot who said it, but I was thinking the same thing. Drop Polina back in as center back and keep, our 3 best creative people, at least within this match right now, on the pitch to keep trying to do what they were doing, because we had some decent chances there. We had a couple of decent chances. They weren't super high XG, but they could have gone in the back of the net easily. And I think Skunkworks bringing up that Martinez and Maguire are really on top of Solanke, but I don't think that they were up until we went down a man. Now they have less to worry about, so that they can concentrate on him more, and I think they're bundling him up.
I can see it from his lens. If he wanted to just get to halftime 0-0, maybe he just wanted to consolidate, not make not leave us too open where we had too many forwards and then not enough defenders back. He probably just wanted to get to halftime 0-0, and then he could have found himself in a good position where then he can look to make more attacking substitutions at some point in the game. And just taking off Odebear might have just been a necessary decision. But I don't know. I think with Odebear, I like him, and I just felt like he is someone that could offer that creativity. And also, we know he has the pace to maybe help us get up the pitch. Whereas right now, with Xavi and Solanke, there's not really a whole lot of speed there to help us get up the pitch if we did get a counter-attacking opportunity. So it's hard to know. It's not an easy decision because, if anything, I think he probably just didn't want to concede. He just didn't want to go into halftime 1-0 down, but unfortunately has via set piece. Going to take some other comments. Steve D saying, I do like Romero, but anyone that's played the game knows he has left something on him there. I mean, yeah, I did. It didn't look pretty on Casemiro, but sometimes I just wonder, like, when you kick a ball, what are you supposed to do? Just pull your leg back? I mean, no one does that. No one pulls their leg back immediately after kicking the ball. And Casemiro, right, was crunching onto him there, so he's always going to put himself in that danger. Stefan Blois, I know you're not a big fan of Romero, but I think there are reasons to defend it. I mean, if you think that the one on Enzo Fernandez a few years ago under Ange was a red card, I'd be surprised. I think it's very, very similar to that one where it seems incredibly harsh. Romero has done far more good for us this season, says Jacob, than bad, minus the social media, but he has scored a lot of important goals for us. It was a harsh red, in my opinion. to be fair to Romero, he's probably saved Thomas Frank's job more than once
Yeah,
this season
yeah.
by scoring some late goals or scoring some very important ones. And now he's all of a sudden made Thomas Frank's job a lot harder. So I guess at some point, Thomas Frank wasn't going to be able to ride the luck of Christian Romero. Um, Drop Palhinha alongside Dragishin and Van de Ven at left back, play more of a narrow back. He could have maybe kept Odegaard on the pitch, but then maybe moved towards some type of 4-4-2 or something like that, where, like you're saying, maybe he puts Van de Ven at left back, maybe pushes Udogie a bit higher up, kind of as just a left wing back / left mid, play Odegaard as more of a right mid, and then you could go for kind of Xavi Simons and Solanke for the most part, kind of as the two designated forwards. And then when you get the chance, you could attack with some of those players like Odegaard, and then just have Gallagher and Sarr stick in midfield. He probably just wanted as many bodies to defend to, like I said, try to get to halftime 0-0. It just didn't work
That's
out.
what I think it was, man. I think it was, trying to conserve and be as safe as possible and hope to get through the half, and was not able to do that. Listen, the goal was coming with their build up play and the shots that they had
It's true.
coming at it. I still feel that the goal that they did score was lucky, and I don't put it all on Vicario. I think it was, from what it looked like, it was very difficult to see where that ball was going. Just getting a look at.
Brett laughing that Frank is tactical.
Oh, man, maybe I'm completely talking bollocks right there, because it looked like he just cut through a very wide open gap to find that ball in the back of the corner. Now on second look, man,
I agree
I
with
don't know.
what you said earlier. It also, I mean, it's a surprise that Vicario wasn't able to get towards it, but it's also a bit of a surprise what you said at first was, how did it get through that many bodies without
Yeah,
anybody getting onto it?
it kind of
Dragishin,
actually, though, it looked on seeing it again, it looked like we had a lot of defenders in there, but it looked like there was a clear gap that he
uh-huh,
found. Yeah,
uh-huh. So it's just maybe a very well placed shot.
yeah.
Wasn't Odegaard replaces MJ? No, I'm saying we're
It,
discussing whether he should have taken off Odegaard. I can see
yeah.
it both ways. It'd be nice to have Odegaard on the pitch right now still, but I could also see why Thomas Frank just wanted to get to halftime 0-0. Dropkick your teacher saying, why are we surprised? Frank's press conference comments already confirmed he won't change and sees nothing is wrong. Also naive and arrogant. I'm not going to say that last word. I know how you feel about Thomas Frank. Artist T, you said a lot worse about him. Listen, man, I do feel like his reluctance to acknowledge the danger of giving players like Mbumo, top quality players, time and space outside the box to shoot. He just doesn't seem to consider it to be a real threat. He's quoted stats in the past. He says it's very low on the XG, says it's a risk he's willing to take. Kind of like I felt like when Ange was asked about set pieces, really. Like he just kind of didn't seem to value it and didn't seem to consider it to be a real threat. But time and time again, he got punished for it. And I think
Mm.
this same thing is happening to Thomas Frank. And Nick is probably right. And what you're saying here as well, Artist T, by probably bringing up the comment of it just being naive at the end of the day. Like if you felt that way at the beginning of the season, that's fine. But as time has gone on, you've been punished for it time and time and time again. At some point you just have to reconsider. At some point you have to look at it. He did say like it'd be nice if some of the players and some of these goals that we conceded came out and tried to put on a block a lot sooner, but I don't know,
And
man.
I,
It's not a coincidence we've conceded this many.
yeah, I mean, did he really say it would be nice if they, if they did that? Aren't you
Yeah,
supposed to be
like he said, yeah, on a couple
telling
of
them to
occasions.
do that?
Yeah, he did say on a couple of occasions, I think we should have closed it down sooner. So
We're kicked back off again. Long ball from Lemons.
Skunkwork saying Vicario out. Vicario's actually saved us today, to be honest. If we,
Yeah,
because he's had two insane saves, so one of those should have gone in. Really, let's just not concede straight away in second half, though, please.
we're sitting deep here, which, I guess we have to because we're a man down, but I just don't like it. We're not going to be able to sustain that for 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's insane that Romero now has to miss the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's made any changes at halftime, though.
Yeah, not not yet anyway.
Down our left side here, Van de Ven has to clear, not taking any risks.
Yeah. we sit deep with 11 men on the pitch, certainly. Certainly.
It might have to come to that. I mean, like I said, I think we're going to look to not concede more than one goal, really, and then hopefully we get a chance that falls our way, maybe similar to the one that Xabi Simons and Solanke had from earlier. I think that's what we're hoping. United to make a mistake at some point. It doesn't look like we're going to be going for a win.
Which is not a surprising attitude to have seen from Thomas Frank right now. I mean, you got to deal with what's in front of you, certainly. But you do have two other attackers on the bench.
Good play from Sarr. Very good play.
What's he going to do with it, though? It's a blind alley.
Maybe a bit of a blind alley.
Yeah.
At least we went forward there. Small victories. Jerome saying we sit deep with 11 players anyway. What's the difference? Oh, yeah, you already read that. But I don't know, Jerome. I'm trying to stay positive, man. And also, like I said, I can see the logic in taking off Odebear and looking to conserve and sit back. That's what most teams do. Personally, I don't want to see ever again us go down to 10-9 men and sitting on the halfway line and waiting for a team to score 5-6 goals against us.
Yeah.
Like we did against Chelsea. It's not pretty to watch. It's quite boring. I'd rather us play this way, to be perfectly honest, when you're down to 10 men. It's more conservative, of course, but I do think you have a better chance. Well, that being said, if we do concede here, then the game is over.
We're in big trouble.
Towards the back post to Shaw.
And it's offside. Is he off? He's off. Okay.
But yeah, Jerome, me personally, I don't want to repeat what we did against. Oof, that's close. I don't want to repeat what we did against Chelsea.
Yeah, certainly. But, I think I just feel like there has to be a little bit of ebb and flow of stylistically, because otherwise you're just playing for a counterattack. And your strategy is very easy to read, and you're relying on the rest of the people on the pitch to be completely on through whatever's left of the game. Completely switched on and completely in sync. And we have a problem doing that.
Yeah, you are kind of banking on just some random chance falling your way. And then being able to take it, of course, which is a generous way to look at the game, especially with the way we play. United, though, have probably spoken at halftime how they're going to break us down, because they were struggling, I think, a bit more to break us down in the first half, even with 10 men, but they've had a bright start so far, only 5 minutes in. Whereas we actually look more lost since coming out at halftime.
Yeah, and I think Carrick has probably told him, go for the throat, try to score early, ramp up the intensity, make them sit back. And King, I mean, from what I could tell, so far we've been under the call, we've been forced to sit back.
Good turnover from Simons and Solanke.
There we go. It's not able to take advantage of the break.
Yeah, I just think Gallagher needed to hold on to it there and go forwards instead of playing it back towards Simons. Simons didn't need to receive it again so quickly. And now we're forced to go all the way back. Good turn by Archie Gray. Nice feet there.
Okay, good job, Archie.
What do you make of the gum chewing of Thomas Frank? That poor piece of gum every time.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got to have their methods of trying to keep sane there in high pressure, and some managers it's gum or something like that.
Clearly,
Everybody's
though,
got
he
their quirk.
wasn't. I remember, he
With
wasn't
Ange,
slapped
it
on.
was playing pocket pool. With Frank, it's the gum.
Always messing in his pocket. Something was in there. Good turnover by Destiny. Good pass into midfield there. Oh, not a great ball by Joao. It's just he always chews with his mouth open, though. That's like the... I don't know about you, but I remember that being a big deal in my household.
Yeah.
Like he opens his mouth as wide as possible, amazed that nothing else flies in.
Yeah, well, there's a trend with the open mouth managers, the Areolas, the Emerys, and the Thomas Franks.
Someone's gone down. Don't tell me it's Udogie. We literally, if Udogie's out, the only other fullback is Souza.
Yeah.
And we said... we would, like Nick said, we thought probably we'd see him at some point in March.
Yeah.
Not likely this game. And I even said in the beginning, I was like, it'd be a bad sign if he were to play this game. That means Destiny probably ends up injured, and it looks like that could be the case. He's being helped up, but I don't think it's looking too good.
Is he limping?
I think he's getting subbed off. It's not getting any better for Thomas Frank. Jeez, that goal was so pathetic. Yeah. You're right, though. There was just a huge gap there for him to be able to place it. Yep, looks like he's being taken off. Destiny Udogie, I mean, serious conversations are going to have to be had about the signing of Souza, because we brought in a guy who's so inexperienced, and Destiny Udogie can barely go more than a few games without getting injured. He's one of the most injury-prone players, it seems like, in the team.
Yeah.
That's why we probably needed to go after a more serious fullback like a Robertson, even though I wasn't even the biggest fan of that one. At least he has experience.
Yeah, me too.
Because Udogie, you can't guarantee for him to play a ton of games.
Yeah.
It's not getting any better for Frank.
All right, well,
it's amazing with Frank, too, is that he's done his very best to replicate last season in every way possible, and that we're just tanking it in the league. Our only hope is Europe, and he's also doing his very best to replicate the amount of injuries from last season as well. It's actually impressive. Really does feel like if Ange were in charge for another season. Maybe it is. Maybe Ange just lost a ton of weight and just done his very best to transform himself into Thomas Frank. Hospital FC, seriously.
Yeah.
Souza is on, though. No pressure. Guy probably barely even knows the name of all his teammates.
Have you done any much scouting on him as far as what type of a player is he? I mean, is he more attacking oriented?
I think he is more attacking oriented, but to be honest, I haven't even heard of him, of course, before he signed.
Yeah.
Typical of Johan Lange.
Yeah.
Another shot from outside the box, well blocked, though. Gallagher gets us a free kick.
Yeah. Not really sure what he was trying there. I mean, I thought he was going for the clearance. Then he was trying to hold on to it. But he does win us the free.
Raktos Madness, Thomas Postecoglou. I mean, let's be honest. Like, it could not have gone more Ange Postecoglou-esque this season. It's literally the exact same scenario as last season, every way possible. I don't know what is different about this season than to last season. Oh, bad giveaway here. Simmons!
Oh!
Unlucky. What a hit with the left. Didn't even look like Lemon saved it. It actually might even clip the post. Hits it well.
Yeah.
I think
no. Just outside. Just outside. Does it take
maybe it was the stanchions or something that I might have heard. Whew.
Big up the perfect match. Don't know if that's Kate or Jimbo in there, but good to see you.
Kate calling Romero a bozo. Listen, I mean, he's not making himself any more friends, let's be honest, Romero and the fan base. And with the media.
You know, Tony Uli, I'm a little bit biased because I really like Udogie. I like what he brings when he's available, and when he starts getting a run of games, you can see his quality. It's just, you know, he's got to have somebody else fit, you know, with him to take up the time when he's not available, and just to be able to be switched and rotated. That's of good quality, and we haven't been able to provide that as well. We know he's going to be injured. You know, you have to have a plan B.
No, that's exactly the point. Is that he is good when he is available. It's just that you just know he's incapable of going multiple games, it seems like. So you have to have someone of real quality to compete there with him. I think you answered that perfectly. Jerome saying at least Ange finished 5th in his first season. That's fair. I'm more talking about last season. That's what I'm saying, Jerome. He's done his very best to replicate Ange's last season.
Yeah, I'm not liking this referee chess cam too much. I feel like I'm watching a spoiled brat Karen gets arrested.
Back post. Oh, Sar.
Oh, Sar boy.
Slanky. This is why Romero needs to stay on the pitch, because he's so good at being there at the back post for these set pieces.
Skunkwork likes the ref cam.
How's that not? I actually was waiting for that to be a card on Xavi Simons. Seems like yellow cards aren't allowed for the United team. Also, the Gallagher one, I thought, in the very early stages of the game, that was 100% a takedown. I don't know how that's allowed just to be a free pass. No, Sousa trying to go down there, very Brazilian style. Van de Ven clears. We've had a few random... Oh, good turn. Unlucky, Joao. We have had a few random turnovers with some breakaways, just not been able to make the most of them. We've let another shot from outside the box go unchallenged. Luke Shaw having shooting practice at Vicario there. Decent save. Oliver has the ref cam in the middle of his forehead. Corner for United. Towards the back post.
Watch Slabhead.
Seriously.
They were going right for him.
Another shot from outside the box, gone completely unchallenged.
Vic was expecting it, though, which is, you know, he's going to have to do that for the rest of this match, man.
Yeah. So open.
Yeah, I agree.
Low XG, apparently. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, totally agree, Kate. We're very much suffering from being a man down right now, with options going forward, with the ability for us to find somebody when we do have a break. But if we were matched up right now, yeah, I think we would have the advantage.
Yeah, Udogie went out injured after only just coming back from injury. I think he's only been back for a total of 2 or 3 games.
Mhm.
Oh, no. Good clearance there. What a block. That easily could have gone in the back of the net. We somehow had someone on the line there. I think it was Van de Ven. Luckily. United claiming for handball. I really doubt it. I mean, it's not like he would have known anything about it. Checked and cleared, it seems like, by VAR. That was another very good chance for United. They've just been lining up shots now at this point. We're going to be lucky to go that much longer without conceding a second here.
Struggling to get back.
We're just being pinned back by United.
Yeah.
Good challenge from Joao. We're really trying to kill Casemiro. Oh,
well, we got to do something.
Diallo plays it down the left. Oh, fuck off, Bruno. These United players acting like they are already 2-0 up when they're pulling shit like that. Maybe a little too overconfident there for Bruno. See if we can punish these. Just get a clear dragon. You don't have time, man. Michael Oliver is stealing a living, says Rakdos. I mean, name me a good referee in the Premier League. Like, one good ref. I'm actually hard-pressed to think of any referee I actually like in the Premier League. This is how I defend against my own kids. I put no pressure on the ball and let them have free shots.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you, Kate. You got to get Tell on there somehow. You got to figure out some kind of a way to remain defensively solid and get another attacker on there. I don't know how you do it. I have a feeling it's going to be, if it continues where we're 1-0, at the 80th minute, he's going to get both Kolo Muani and Tell on there.
Yeah. Oof. Defense is in tatters here. Just one of the first choice backs. We have 5 left. We're beyond bare bones. We've been beyond bare bones before this game. And also now with Romero getting himself sent off again, it's just the last thing we needed. Thomas Frank is going to find it hard to even still play 5 at the back. Could easily be 3-0. I mean, I think now in the second half, United... And also, like, Vicario did save us on a couple of occasions in that first half towards the end there. He pulled off some insane saves. It could easily be 2 or 3-0. That's when you kind of make your money, though, as a goalkeeper. In situations like this, you know you're going to be under cost. You know you're going to be under the pressure. We just need to somehow get lucky and hold on. And then with one of these breakaways that we get, we need to be more clinical with it. Because we have had a few breakaways. And then all of a sudden, we've just killed it with either a backwards pass or just a wrong decision. They've gotten in behind Gallagher.
Behind here. Oh, good job, Vic. Good job. Yeah, but that was dangerous right there. That was ugly.
Yeah, no, they're going to score at any point now, United. We need to try to either make a substitution, make a change, or try to somehow get our foot on the ball and maybe create a chance and see if we can take away some of the momentum because they're almost watering at the mouth now. Man United, they look confident to score a second here. When you see Bruno Fernandes doing Rabona crosses, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. Taking Gallagher off and trying to tell with Xavi. I think it's going to have to come to that.
Yeah.
I would definitely keep Paulinho on over Gallagher at this point, just for defensive stability.
Decent feet there from Souza. Jesus, Vic. Every time, Vic. I don't even know what he's even doing there. Fuck off, Vic, please. Oh, no. It's going to be a tap-in. Flag up for Diallo, I would assume. But Vicario, man, just get it cleared. Why is he trying to even play a pass here? Who is he even trying to play it to? What is he even doing? What is Vicario even trying to do there? He's not even getting it cleared. He's actually trying to play a pass out from there when there's tons of United players there to intercept it. Jeez, man. Pulls off world-class saves, and then he just does shit like that.
Limpy, that's not a bad shout right there because, Vicario, part of the reason Vicario gets his head turned and screwed up is because he can't find a close enough, safe enough option. So he takes too long. If Solanke's playing a little bit deeper, maybe that gives him a better target to aim for, and then Solanke tries to put somebody like Xavi through, or anybody, even Pop, somebody like that. I think maybe that's a good shout until he can get more subs on, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Jeez, you bonehead.
And it is very boring, Bigger. This is boring right now. We're just basically essentially waiting for United to score again.
Yeah. Oh, he's got the magnets out.
Clear, Radu.
Oh, my Lord. Radu
what
and Vic.
the hell?
Decent ball there. Souza, well done, kid. Well done, kid. Look at the pace. Well done,
Oh,
Souza.
and he finds a way out of it. That was
Took
impressive.
a deflection. I think he's actually unlucky there. Come on,
Yeah.
Joao. Well done, Joao.
Don't you blow.
Ref! And he's given a card. Holy shit, man. Wins that. Referee. Oh, my Lord, man. How was that? Jesus Christ.
Jimbo is taking Saar off for Tell. How dare you, Jim? How dare you? I mean, leaving
Gallagher off. Gallagher.
Yeah, I mean, and leaving Gallagher on, I think Saar has been more effective so far this whole match. Both of them have been nowhere in the second half, though, at least for the last 20 minutes.
Gallagher, if anything, has also had the best of the chances today, and he's wasted them.
Damn, he gets past Souza there.
Souza.
Yeah.
Ref is out to get us. I mean, Sean, I don't know how on earth he's seen a foul there from Joao Paulinho. It could not have been two cleaner tackles. Even if we had one player left on the pitch, Frank would bamboozle him with magnets. He's planning for all scenarios.
Watch
Top of the box again. Get there, Radu. Tons of space for Bruno here.
Yeah. It's all United still.
Good clearance from Saar. Come on, Gal. Play it forward. Not a bad ball to
Yeah.
Xavi.
Yep.
See if we can get a break
Make
here.
yourself available, Connor.
Find Solanke, man. Again, that's like, the wrong option there. We just need to try to play someone. Why are we going sideways or backwards in these situations? These are real breaks that we need to actually take advantage of. We've had a few of these this game.
Yeah, Gallagher's got to become more of an attacking focal point, too, because he was making a decent run after he made that pass right there, man. That ball should have gone right back to him.
Jerome saying, here we go, another game of tic-tac-toe with the magnets. You know he loves the magnets. Yes, it's the gum chewing and the magnets. It's a guaranteed every game.
Oh! Come on. Oh!
Blanky!
Van de Ven trying a little bit of brilliance there.
Almost had another center back
Doesn't get it off, though.
I don't know who Radu Dragic thinks he is doing that, but
come on, whip it to open space.
Not the right ball. Not the right ball. Just whip it in. Well done. Yeah, they just shoved Joao Paulinho. Oh, what an animal, though. Yeah. Getting up like that after getting thrown into the stanchions. Taking out a steward as well. Bruno tries to clip it in. Someone's got to put pressure on, boys. Can't just give them all the time. "73 minutes, though. Frank is going to have to make a substitution at some point."
Yeah, it's getting to that point right now. I swear I think he's trying to hold out to the 80th minute or something like that and then put on fresh legs and hope for the best.
Come out, Vic.
I just, his tactical philosophy relies a lot on hope, in my opinion, from what I've seen. He's just really hoping for really good defensive performances for the first half and then go at him.
I think you're right. I mean, you'd imagine, this is the funny thing, is that you'll see him, like Ed Sweeting saying, having a big discussion with the magnetic board.
Van de Ven on a run.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. And gets clipped. Come on.
How is that not a yellow? Again, we're getting no yellow cards for this Man United team. Sean, have you seen a single yellow for United yet? Cunha being taken off. They're taking off another forward.
Who's this coming on?
That's a surprise. Shesko. That's a funny thing, though, Jerome and Ed, is that we'll be doing tactical discussions around the magnetic board for 10 minutes, and you don't even see anybody warming up. It's like, what discussion are they even having then?
All right, hold on. I just got to check on...
whatever you need.
Yeah, real quick. I'll be right back.
100% commitment from Paulinho there. I agree. They're not magnets. They're held on with pieces of gum. Seriously. Old pieces of gum. Ball whipped in. Oh, if only that fell to Sarr. Sousa's got pace. On a couple of occasions, Sousa's shown he's got some pace. He beat Diallo in a straight race. Diallo's quick, by the way. Good turn by Xavi. Play Sousa, man. Sarr. Xavi. Sarr. Can he play Xavi again? Ah, too heavy by Sarr. Oh, good play by Xavi. Could be a penalty. Claiming for a penalty. Good block by Radu. I think this is Joao. He just pumps it long. Good choice. Sousa, by the way, everybody. If anything, we know he's got pace, this guy. Diallo is regarded as one of the fastest players in the league, and he had it burned there. Ahmad got a yellow, says Raktos Madness. Thank you, Alan. Feel like they should have more yellows. But thanks for at least keeping me honest. 75th minute and Gallagher is still on. I agree, 24. I don't get it, man. And he looks leggy. He's hobbling as well. He's got to be taken off. SPURS had some great clearances this game. I think he's actually had a very good game. There are the changes. There they are. Tell Kolomwani and Bissouma coming on. Get ready with that third kit, Adrian Chia. Basuma's coming on. Can he save our bacon? We have made it to this stage. Still only 1-0. There is that chance we can nick something. Jack, we don't get pens. Be serious. Yeah, seriously, I forgot. Every time. I don't even know why I appeal anymore. Got to get close, Souza. They're kind of toying with us, United, but I don't think they're really taking advantage of some of these moments. I don't want them to. Spurs, we just have to get another breakaway like we had earlier. Or get some more set pieces. Bruno shoots it from distance. Save for Vicario.
Who's this, Archie Gray on the break?
Yeah, it looks Archie Gray all the way on the other side.
On the other side?
Sar. You missed a moment, Nick, where Souza had insane pace.
I was listening to you. Yeah.
And there was that period where he took it all the way down the touchline and he was beating Diallo.
Yeah, that was a very, very good run. I mean, it's at least a little bit of hope from a new person on the pitch right now.
All right.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to. He's probably gonna have to start on Tuesday. You know?
Yeah. It looks like him and Archie Gray probably got switched up during one of the set pieces. Ref!
Yeah, come on.
Ref! Sar's been good as well. I agree, J-Mac. I think he's been better than Gallagher. I think he's had some good clearances, and he's been tidy on the ball.
Well, Souza's down, and there goes our other left back.
Come on, laughing gas. Solanke being taken off. Probably he's run himself into the ground. And we can't afford any more injuries, let's be honest.
And we have to play on Tuesday. I mean, and Paulinho. Hey. And Gallagher. So Sar stays on, huh?
I'm glad.
Yeah, Sar stays on.
Right.
Bissouma in the 6.
Kolomwani, fresh energy here, putting Lemons under pressure. Good win by Van de Ven.
Yeah.
Unlucky. It's our chance, though. We're still only 1 goal down. New players on with fresh energy. It's our chance.
Yeah, true enough, Sean Maddox. Yeah. And the only way we're going to get... Oh!
Just as we bring on the subs. Of course. Just as we bring on the subs, of course.
Yeah.
Just as we hold on for that long. And then the moment we bring in subs and give ourselves a chance to get back into the game and potentially nick something, they score.
Yeah.
Just couldn't have... What a terrible script, this game. What a fucking awful script, this game. Just as we bring on the new players, just as we maybe had a chance. Of all the opportunities that they've had to score as well, United, this is again the one that they score. An absolute worldie of a cross. Well onside. If Sesko he might still be onside. If Sesko touches it, he could be off.
I mean, it was definitely off Sesko's head. They're not even going to check that, though.
Yeah, knowing VAR, they're not going to check it.
They're not checking it.
Hard to tell though if he was still offside or if he was offside after Sesko touched it. Yep, no check from VAR.
Yeah.
None whatsoever, of course.
Well, is it done and dusted? I guess so.
Yeah,
Right now,
that's just it's so ridiculous, Nick. That's the time that we concede the second. We get to the 80th minute. We get to the 80th minute. All of the subs come on in the 78th minute, and then they're on for 2 minutes, and then we concede. It's just of all the times.
Oh, Archie.
Could be 3 here.
No, but you got to get rid of it.
Radu. How many times does Nick need to tell Radu to get rid of it?
I don't, and he never listens. I may be speaking the wrong language. Any reaction from the away fans that anybody can tell? Are the negative songs coming out, or is everybody just giving up at this point?
I don't know how they didn't at least give it a second look though. Like, it looks like Sesko touched that, and he could have been off. It's amazing that wasn't even checked at all.
Yeah, I don't know, because it looked like it came off of Chesko's head.
Good ball from Tell, actually.
But you got to get there, Archie.
Wasn't expecting it, but it was actually the right pass.
Yeah.
How is he getting through there? Radu, please, again, man, just get rid of it, or at least make your mind up sooner. I just can't believe that was the time that we conceded. It's just when I was getting my hopes up. They just absolutely crushed it. They're just toying with us now at this stage.
Yeah,
United.
yeah, and it's tough to even try to give commentary on it right now.
It's just a sad end.
Yeah, it's almost like we're waiting for the third, and that which almost just happened right there.
Yeah, they're just gonna be stat padding themselves and just
Yeah.
Limpy down under. I don't think Frank has the gumption to be a Spurs manager, and he's not magnetic enough, and we should choose another manager. Lovely stuff, Limpy. At least there's humor in the times of darkness like this. I will never look at magnetic boards or pieces of chewing gum the same ever again. Limpy down under. He's forever haunted my opinions, if I ever did have any, on magnetic boards and gum chewing.
So looks like three changes coming on for United, which does not bode well.
Looks like United forgot to take down their Christmas decorations. They still have wreaths.
Let's wind down the name calling a little bit, people. Just a little bit, you know. I know it's a football match and everything. It is what it is, but it's not helping anything.
When I
Yeah.
see juicy fruit in the corner,
Unfortunately, Frank's not going anywhere. I mean, it's too late. We already know. Everybody, come
Yeah,
on.
way too
He's
late.
not leaving. He's not leaving till this season is over. Sink or swim.
Yeah, as much as I think it would have been the right choice to go interim, we've decided to persist with him, and it's too late at this point.
Wreaths are for the Munich disaster, huh?
Oh, okay. It looked like a Christmas decoration, not like a memorial wreath.
Yeah. Well, knowing Ratcliffe, he's probably reusing.
Have we had a shot, says Aaron? I mean, we've had opportunities to have shots. It's slim pickings, but that's the frustrating bit is I did feel like we had some breakaways and we just every single time let it peter out. We had some dangerous crosses in the box too that just didn't fall our way. But it's been like an attack every 10 minutes, it feels like.
Mm.
I just think the frustrating bit is I really don't think United have been anything special. I don't think they were anything special in the first half. I don't think they did too much. Like Vicario pulled off 2 amazing saves, but even United's chances in the first half weren't really that consistent. In the second half, they of course were going to dominate us, but again, I don't think United have really been anything that amazing or that special.
Yeah.
Just feels like a huge missed opportunity tonight. And it's all thanks to the red card and the decision. I do feel like Spurs potentially could have gotten something from this game if we had 11. And also, just even more frustrating was we somehow made it to the 80th minute, still only 1 goal down. We bring all the substitutions to potentially nick that goal. And then we concede immediately. Just unbelievable.
Well, like I was saying, man, it's just Frank's, Frank's idea of trying to get something out of a game is to rely on hope for really, really concise defensive solidity, and nobody making any mistakes, nobody switching off. And it's just, that's gambling.
Yeah. Yeah, Q7. I mean, maybe I'm just being too optimistic, but I don't think United were anything that great. And I think they only did become dominant. And because we gave them that hope, like we made the job so much easier for them once we went down to 10. But I don't think they looked like they were going to dominate us this game. And a lot of people would have been pretty skeptical of us getting something from this game. But in my opinion, I don't think we actually looked that bad, actually, up until the red card. And even still, like, United took them this long to get that second goal. Drum saying, well, it is sync with this guy. Absolutely no hope whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, I was always wanting Frank to be out, Jerome. I think just the point is that for whatever dumb reason, Spurs have decided to persist with him. They didn't seem to think that the interim route was the right way to go. Could have been also that they didn't want to fork up the money. I mean, they said they had a £150 million war chest. They could afford sacking him at the end of the day. They sacked Nuno for, what was it, 9-10 games in charge? I think they had to pay Nuno like $15 million.
Yep. Yeah, it was a huge payout for him. Listen,
So they
I'm
have the
telling you,
money to be able to sack a manager.
they've already conceded that this season is a write off. You know, it's a very business oriented way to go about it. Is that this is a write off? We have a chance to refresh. We're going to spin the narrative in a way that makes it look like we're going to do what the fans want, and it was
Mhm.
everybody else's fault. Uh, and you know, I blame Pochettino too, as Morgan said. Yeah.
I It also could explain if they already are writing off this season why they didn't really go that
Yeah.
hard in the January transfer window to
Yeah,
back him.
because they're not going to dump a whole bunch of money, especially the whole Kulisevsky Madison thing. Are they going to come back and Richarlison? You know, it's yeah. If you're looking at it from a business perspective, that's very risky to start dumping big money on somebody else.
On a manager that you already know you're probably not
Yeah,
going to stick with.
yeah. And the problem is there's too many business people running this football club.
5 minutes is cruel, says Sean. Seriously. It's only been one goal, too. The fact that United fans are even doing Olays with against 10 men is actually pathetic. Olaying against 10 men when it's taken them this long to even get the second goal as well, pretty pathetic.
Yeah,
Honestly,
well,
not much better than an Arsenal fan base.
yeah.
Yeah, love that from Sar. Shut them up. Ed Sweeting saying, let's let United think that they are a great side so that they keep Carrick next season. Not impressed by this United team. This result is all about that red card. I agree, man. United's best player has probably been Casemiro, who's already leaving. I agree. I think that's spot on, Ed. Maybe absolute tactical master plan by Spurs. Van de Ven doing his trademark run. We don't need him to. It's the game's already over, and we don't need any more injuries.
Winding down the last 60 seconds here. Try to get some kind of a consolation, but I just, you know, we can't find a way through.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going through the motions of putting in effort in the final
Lonnie's
game.
in a
Tell's trying to
decent
stat
position.
pad.
Yeah.
Again, like the frustrating bit about conceding that goal was
Come on, sorry.
the
There you
second
go.
goal was like you saw like Colomwani, Tell, they looked lively. They looked like they had a lot of energy. They were clearly given instructions to probably go for that goal, and then we concede a minute and a half after they come on. It just should have. Oh, it's just the worst of timing to concede because we really did bring on fresh legs and energy.
Mm.
Amad Diallo with the last chance of the game here. Just take him out. Just take him out, boys. Oh, what a sitter.
Yeah. Well, that's that.
Just what a disappointing. Just disappointing in that it just didn't seem like it was going to be a game where United were going to destroy us or anything. We looked capable of potentially getting something from this game. Not saying we would have won or anything like that, but it felt like it was going to be a close game. And the red card has completely ruined it. And that second goal, just the worst possible timing. Just a terrible, terrible script, really. And we've made United, I think, look a lot better than they actually are.
Yeah.
I don't think they're anything special. Not saying we're anything special. That's probably the point, really, is that we're terrible. And I don't think United really looks that great.
Yeah, and I mean, Carrick telling them at the halftime, look, just come out and take long shots is not any piece of tactical genius. It's makes a hell of a lot of sense. But I don't know. We're at sea once again. You know, nothing like that second half performance against City. Nothing like that at all. Uh, yeah, and the name Charlad, boring. Yep. Yeah, I was bored for a large part of that match. There were some good passes of play there in the first half. And then stupid mistakes, stupid prizes.
Yeah. It's just and I've actually probably gotten quite used to the boring games under Thomas Frank. At one stage it was pretty insufferable, but I think maybe more and more you just I don't know, like being a masochist, or it's almost like Stockholm syndrome with your manager. You just get kind of used to it at a certain stage where it's going to be boring. I just didn't think that United really looked that great, even with the 10 men. And if anything, too, like you say there, like shooting from distance against Spurs isn't exactly of revelation, and
Yeah.
they didn't really take advantage of it. And the fact that the goal that they did score was the set piece one, kind of infuriating, really. Like they had all those other chances to score, Man United, and the one that they did score was from the set piece routine, which should have been avoidable. And then the second goal, right after we make substitutions, is just very frustrating. The two goals that we actually did concede. Vicario, apart from that atrocious clearance or pass, whatever the hell that was, Vicario actually, fair play to him, did keep us in the game, and he
Yeah.
didn't have that many Vicario-esque moments. We always know he's going to scare you every once in a while, but he didn't actually.
But he made several, not just a couple, several really good saves.
He didn't spill anything either, like in a dangerous way, because he could have easily parried it in the wrong direction or pushed it back towards a United player. He actually did quite well for the most part, I think, Vicario this game. Seba saying this club has taken us from the happiness of winning the Europa League to almost relegation. But I was saying that the other day, Seba, said fair play to Spurs for, I think, going into this season. I said, you know what? After winning the Europa League, my expectations are pretty low. I don't really have a lot of weight going into this season. I'd be satisfied with 7th or 8th, or at least challenging for a Conference League spot. I understand it's going to, be a new manager, new transition. So really just my expectations weren't really that high going into the season, but somehow, some way, Spurs yet again have gone so far below those already low expectations, and have once again given us a season where it feels like it's coming to an end relatively quickly. I think Nick is right too, Sebas, that it's almost like as if the ownership, with the way they conducted themselves in the January transfer window, it's almost like the ownership is writing off this season. It feels like.
Yeah. I think I have this weird feeling that we're going to be rooted at 14th until the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that there's so that was there's 13 more games right after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do see 3 or 4 wins. I think that there's a possibility of that, and I think that that puts us right where we are right now.
Mm-hmm. Thank God the whistle went, says Limpy Down Under. Colin Turner saying if Romero doesn't make that tackle, you have to question why. Kind of over the Romero tackle at this point.
It wasn't a tackle, though.
It's a clearance. He touched
it wasn't
the ball,
even
he kicked the ball, then he laid into the person afterwards. But I just don't get what you're supposed to. If a player is right there as well, what are you supposed to do with your foot? And his foot wasn't even that high. His foot landed on Romero's other foot. Like it wasn't like high up on his knee, wasn't into his shin. It was on like his ankle. Like that's not even high up. I don't know. I actually think it was nowhere near as even bad as the Chelsea one. I don't even think the Chelsea one was a red card either, by the same logic. I think when you kick a ball, you're allowed to follow through somewhat. But it wasn't even as high up. Like the Enzo one, at least like the Enzo one, I think it hit him like in the shin, his studs. But this one on Casemiro, like it hit it like the bottom of his ankle, like wasn't even a high boot or anything afterwards. We are truly entering a golden age under Frank, says Scarecrow. Championship trophy loading next season. Jerome,
well, listen, he is a great championship manager, so we have that going for us. A lot of people in here giving Sousa a little bit of credit. I agree. I wasn't. I wasn't overly impressed, but I certainly wasn't unimpressed by him. Looks like for his first time in a Spurs shirt on the pitch, I think he did all right. He's gonna, it's a baptism by fire now, which unfortunately is the common thing for us. He's gonna have to start, depending on what a doggy is. It looks like he's gonna have to start on Tuesday.
I think he was all right, and it was probably a tough game to come into. Really, like it's you're away at Old Trafford, down to 10 men. you're probably not even expecting to play at all in this game, and he did all right. He didn't really look that vulnerable defensively for the most part. And then the one thing I could say is he was willing to go forwards when he did get the ball. He was happy to carry it forwards, and then he showed some pace at times, which is a good sign because boy, do we need it, especially in situations like this in this game. I actually wish sometimes we played it to him a bit more often because there were times when he was getting forward and there was that switch that was available for him, but no one really looked up or seemed to trust to play it to him. But I don't even recall him giving the ball away on any occasion either. I thought he was actually fine. Jerome saying, Jack, let's be real. We did not even make their keeper make one save, even with 11 men on. He came for a draw, and Romero's red card derailed his plan. I mean, Romero's red card was exceptionally early into the game, Jerome. And United didn't even have that many chances before the red card either. And the one chance we had that was a good one was that ball over the top from Xavi Simons. And just to be a bit nitpicky with you, I mean, Gallagher did make contact, and it was technically a shot on goal from that. So Spurs did have shots on goal, I believe, before the red card. I mean, Frank might have been going for the draw this game or might have been looking to keep the game close. I don't mind that plan because at the end of the day, man, we need points. Yeah. We need to try to survive this February fixture period. I'm not a fan of Frank like you, but I think you're being a bit harsh on him at the end of the day. I think this game was more down to the red card just simply ruining it. Frank could have been a little bit braver in the second half by maybe bringing on the substitutions a tad sooner. But I don't really know how much of this is on Thomas Frank, to be honest.
I even think the reaction to the red card by him was not forward thinking. I think that if he would have kept more attackers on the field and we would have tried to go at them immediately, and hard, it would have made things a lot more difficult for him. And Skunkworks, man, you know what? I know what you're saying actually, and I worry about that too because I think especially our better players are not. The toxicity in the dressing room is something I am very worried about, especially if it gets to a difficult time towards the end of the season. I actually have a feeling that the board and the higher ups are playing a little bit of mind game with our own players with this whole Pochettino and his supposed affirmation of being ready to take the job in. I think that's probably something that's designed to keep Romero interested and possibly, just quell the talk from his side that he's leaving and it's all the board's fault. It's, Pochettino's expected within the Argentinian national team camp. And I think that they're hoping that he's going to put a leash on him in general. Now, I don't know how, I don't think that's going to do a damn thing about Mickey Van de Ven, though.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know, Jerome. I'm not saying we were amazing or anything in that first half before the red card, but I don't think we were really that different to Man United. It felt pretty cagey between both teams up until the red card. And then even after the red card, like United had one or two good chances that Vicario did very well to save. But if anything, United got the win, but I don't think they played that well, man, at the end of the day. I think they're just lucky that the red card came their way and it just made life a whole lot easier for them, really. And like I said, there were a couple of chances that we probably should have done a bit better with before the red card. I think Gallagher had that clearance from Lemons. Lemons was 30 yards away from his own goal. If Gallagher just has a half decent touch, it's probably one of the easier lobs you could try to make over a goalkeeper and score. And then there was the one where Xavi Simons played him in behind, and he could have done better. There was also that Destiny Udogie cross.
There's also the Destiny Udogie cross. Yeah.
That we could have done better with. So
all three of those were excellent chances. Just nobody had the quality to finish it right there.
Yeah. So I just think those were all before the red card, Jerome. So I think you're being a tad harsh.
Yeah, KMJJCS, I definitely could use some more coffee. I just drank every bit of coffee we still had left in the place right now. So I'm gonna have to go out and get a top up.
I need bed at this point. I just need to go back to sleep, and hopefully we just see West Ham drop more points because thankfully Forest have dropped points, and if West Ham drop points this weekend, then we can kind of just write this weekend off. Really, we don't have to worry about the damage of it too much. Romero's let everyone down today, says Logan. Not my captain. Romero's not making any friends after what happened today. I personally don't think it was a red card, but I'm not going to try to defend him all that much. It's just not what we needed at all. It could not have gone worse for this team and for him, because now he's going to miss, according to everyone, 4 games. Just insane. Um, Ed Sweden couldn't have gone much worse today, exactly. After
Yeah.
starting pretty well, Romero 4-match ban, and Udogie injury too was a killer. Completely
Yep.
agree. We won't see Romero till mid-March, and fear the same for Udogie. Udogie's one is worrying because it wasn't a contact injury, and he only just came back from injury. If it's to the same thing, once again, questions about this medical department. But also, Udogie just seems to be an exceptionally injury-prone player. Souza probably wasn't expecting to be thrown in this soon, but maybe knowing the injury record, he probably could have been. At tweeting saying, very similar to the Chelsea Enzo red card. I agree, not as bad as it is on the ankle in both situations. Players, that's what I'm saying, step deliberately into Romero as he's clearing the ball. That's my point, is that if a player is stepping into you after you're kicking it, I mean, you put yourself at risk to some degree. Why is it on the player that's kicking the ball that they have to pull their leg back? Like, it's not a natural motion to kick a ball and then pull your leg back immediately. I mean, you're going to put yourself in that situation where a player might end up kicking you afterwards. It's just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And also, you're going to put your foot down to plant your foot after you kick it, too. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And like I said, I think the Chelsea one was probably worse. If you judge that as a red card, the Chelsea one was worse. This one, his foot like landed on top of his foot. I just don't. His studs landed on top of his foot. I just don't see how it's that bad. Q7 saying it was balanced before the red. The last 5 minutes of possession, that stats it's 90 to 10% just before it. LOL. So there's no doubt the red is a big factor. People just going to blame Frank for everything. I just like there's so many games. Like I know I'm saying that to Jerome too, but there's so many games where you could go after Frank. I just think this is one of them where it's hard to go after Frank personally, but. Nick, I
There's
mean, what
other,
do you think? Could he have done certain things better? Or?
as mentioned, man, I don't think that the reaction to the red card was great. No, I think it shows a lot about how he sees football and how he deals with his own pressure. He's not out there going. Sometimes you need a little bit of the gung ho and Chad. Not to the extreme, but there's no way being defensive is going to get you anything out of that game at that point in time, in my opinion. Right? Especially from what we've seen for the first part of the season. I think certainly finger has to be pointed towards Romero's direction, even though I don't think it was a red either. It's just clearly it was a foul without a doubt, but I don't think it all rests on him. He's playing his brand of football, which works the majority of the time, and when it doesn't work, it's catastrophic. Fortunately, that's the kind of player he is. You know,
I think you're probably right that if you were to nitpick some of the things that he could have done differently, like I said, there's so many other games where I would absolutely lay into Frank for the tactics and the way he went about it, but maybe taking off Odebear was a mistake. He could have gone to like a 4-4-2 or something like that. Of course, you're down a man, but you know what I mean, in that he could have just moved Odebear out wide, probably just had Sarr and Gallagher tuck in, move Van de Ven to more of a left-sided fullback type of situation, and maybe drop Palhinha back into one of the center back roles. Could have gone for something like that, really, and it probably would have been able to see it out to halftime and then look to try to organize the team and then go for it in the second half at some stage. And if anything, he probably could have brought on those substitutions a bit sooner. United already were knocking on the door pretty heavily to get that second goal, and it just sucks that we made it that far and then we concede immediately after bringing on the subs. But I do feel like if I were to criticize it all, maybe just the substitution at first was the wrong one, and then also just the substitutions in the second half maybe just need to come sooner. Jacob saying, I find it crazy how fast the ref even showed Romero the red. Dallo made a way worse challenge on Doku a few weeks ago, and he didn't even get anything. Stupid from Cootie, but that really killed the game. It's kind of the point, right? It just seems that Romero's just judged so differently to other players when you see other players put in far worse challenges at times and they get away with it completely. There were also a couple of occasions where I was amazed that guys didn't even get a yellow card for some of the challenges that they were getting. Like Conor Gallagher taken out by Luke Shaw from that terrible clearance from Lemons. Like, in a way, that was almost a goal-scoring chance for Gallagher because it was that big of a mistake from Lemons. It doesn't even show him a yellow card. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
We all can act like we don't know who Romero is. He loves leaving something on players. Unfortunately, that moment made it harder, but it is what it is. just another day at Spurs. Seriously, it just feels like classic script. Dropkick your teacher saying all eyes on West Ham, Burnley today. Sadly, Romero will get more heat than Frank today. He's the reason why we aren't 7 points off the drop. I mean, Romero saved Thomas
Yeah.
Frank on so many occasions this season that I'm not saying it's justified. You know, what he did today had to be avoided. But, I mean, Thomas Frank is still in a job pretty much because of Romero. So if anyone wants to criticize Romero heavily, at least you have to give him credit for the fact that he has probably kept Thomas Frank in the job with some of the goals that he scored for us this season.
Yeah, and then Jerome with the super chat, he could have dropped Paulinho, taken him off, and let Odebear stay on. I mean, certainly I would have kept Odebear on and found a way to keep him on because at least he was doing his best to try to create something on there. Bringing Dragusin on, I just didn't make a whole lot of sense for me. I knew we weren't going to get anything out of that match when Dragusin came on right there. This is all hindsight at this point in time right now. If we wouldn't have gone down, it would have been a very, very different match.
Yeah. I just think, Nick pointed out in the first half that keeping Odebear on might have been the better choice. I'm also not the biggest fan of Dragusin, Jerome. I don't know really if Dragusin made us that more solid or anything. There's so many times when Nick was just screaming at him just to get it cleared, and he's just taking all the time in the world on the ball for some reason when he's not even good on the ball in the first place. I don't even know why he's even willing to take those risks. And then having Odebear could have been that extra attacking option that we might have needed, because on some of those breakaways, what we needed was just someone that could take on a player, someone that maybe offered a bit of pace. Felt like a lot of the times when we did have breakaways, it was kind of Xavi Simons, who's not really the quickest of players, and then also Solanke, who's not really the quickest either. But it is like 4 a.m. when we got this started, everybody.
Yeah.
Not my favorite 4 a.m. game, I'll tell you that. And we have another one we have to dust ourselves down for and get ready for with Newcastle. I guess we can only just pray that West Ham drop points as well this weekend, and then at the end of the day, we can just write it off and don't have to worry too much about this result. But please do thank Nick, everybody, for being a massive super sub for us when we need him. Dave should be back for the Newcastle game, but Nick, thank you very much for once again saving our bacon and subbing in, especially in shit games like this one. So
yeah, man, my pleasure to be hanging with you and just being a little bit of backup, but I wish it was under better circumstances.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for suffering through yet again another Thomas Frank boring class and another just bad result for Spurs this season. Just a very, very just boring, unfortunate season. Like Sebas was saying, our expectations were low, but somehow Spurs have found a way to finish even lower than them.
Yeah.
But we'll see you next time, everybody. As always, come on, you Spurs, and we'll be back for the Newcastle game.